We're just normal men.
What do you mean, normal men?
We're just innocent men.
It's time for Side Scrollers with me, Stuttering Craig.
I did. Oh, whoa! Right on the tip. Just on the tip.
And Blabs. Co-hosted by our friends from around the internet.
There is a portion of Norway where it is legally required to carry a firearm at all times.
If you're just a normal man looking for common sense in this crazy-ass world, you've come to the right place. And now, broadcasting from our homes from around the internet, it's time for Side Scrollers.
Okay, you ready? Open wide!
Oh, welcome out to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com and Rumble.com, and most importantly, friends, SideScrollersPlus.com. It is Wednesday, hump day, and here we are. Glad you found us. Welcome on out. Hello, my name is Stuttering Craig. We have a big show lined up for you guys today. Maybe the biggest show of all time, filled with estrogen. Hello, Blabs.
Hi. I mean, there is another guy here too, you know. You just like
Debatable.
How dare you? How dare you?
debatable.
How dare
Anyway,
you? Hi, Blabs.
Hello, happy Wednesday. I feel like it's Tuesday, but it's Wednesday.
Yeah, that's right. It's hey, one more closer day to the weekend, Blabs, huh?
Yes.
Woo!
Yes.
You say that like you hate your life, like you hate.
No, I
jo-
just
like,
that's not what I say. I just really like not doing stuff, you know? Because I'm always busy on the weekdays, and so you can just take a step back and go, ah.
Welcome to adulthood, Blabs.
Yes, it sucks sometimes.
Yes, being active and busy is a thing. That's right.
It did. Yes, indeed. Quite right.
Well, speaking of adulthood, about to take that next step because she's engaged, guys. I could actually talk about both.
Yeah, who
both
are we
of them.
talking about? There's two of them.
I just realized that. I was like, oh, holy shit. Well, Blabs, no, we'll bring in Mally. Hey, Mally, what's up?
I'm just sitting back watching this unfold. Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing great. I was gonna say you get to pick, but then I saw Phoenix in the back and going, no, thinking like, don't do that because he has this order that he likes to do things. Anyways, Mally, how the hell are you?
I'm doing dandy. How about yourself?
That sounded very southern. What happened?
I don't know, man.
I'm doing dandy. How about yourself? My name is Mally.
My Mally Mouse, miniature Mally Mouse, the midget.
Mally midget.
That's right.
I love it.
Well, yes. I'll tell you what, man. I was watching this video the other day. Speaking of the South, where this like European guy, they're a traveling couple, and they went around and they were at this bayou or something in the South, probably Mississippi. And the guy, the European guy, walks up to this guy in a boat, and he's like, "That's a really nice boat." And the Southern guy goes, "You want to get on it?" You know? And he's like, "You want to go for a ride?" And the European guy's like, what the hell are you talking about? So anyways, they like spin, and it may have been staged, I don't know, but it was like a 90-second TikTok where this guy is having the best day of his life because, you know, the dirty old racist, sexist, horrible Southern United States out there treating everybody awesome. Like, you know, like it was one of those things. So
I love that.
Yeah, it was really good, you know. Anyways, speaking of racist, hi, Kay.
Do not redeem.
Hi, resident racist here. How's it going? Do not redeem. I got a Gatorade that's I'm not racist because my Gatorade has 2 flavors in it. How about that?
Sounds
Multicultural?
Looks like dirty water.
Yeah.
It's honestly, it's like grape. It's
It
weird.
looks
They
like
put
paint color.
cool blue and fruit punch in it, and I don't really understand it, but I was like, I'll buy it, whatever. So anyways, I'm not racist because I have a dual flavored Gatorade.
Okay.
Saved by the Gatorade.
Well, that's good.
JK, never deny your racism, just embrace it. Anyways, hi.
Through hate we love.
Okay, well, that's
Through
good to know. I'm
hate.
sure that'll be clipped out of context and put somewhere on the internet, which will be good.
Everything I say gets clipped out of context and might as well come out of my mouth directly.
You just got to embrace it at some point.
Exactly, yeah. I will never apologize for my racism.
What they're saying is you're just too funny to handle.
Exactly. You can't handle my comedy, that's fine.
I'd like to welcome everybody who takes out of context clips of this show and put them on the internet and just say, it's great to see you guys. Hello.
Make
And,
sure you tag me, please.
That's right. If you're going to talk about us, at least tag us, which is good. At least let us know you're watching, which is great. And thanks for the free promotion.
I like
Post that
this.
shit.
Stuttering Craig hangs out with known brown racist Melee K of Melee Games. There, I made your intro for you.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate that. We have a lot of estrogen on the show today. And speaking of women, hi, Phoenix, straight from the hood.
What up, fellow racists? How y'all doing today?
There he is.
Oh,
Oh
hi.
man, this is gonna be bad for my my career post side scrollers. Which will be great.
Yeah, it's your fault for talking.
Side racism.
Oh God, stop it! Just stop.
You
People are
enable
gonna-
it.
Racism scrollers.
I'm enabling this
Racist
nonsense.
scrollers.
You're facilitating
Yes.
it. Hosting it.
Are we doing like Blabs? Are you trying to say the word racist like a
I'm
record
just-
number of times at the start of the show? Like, what are you doing
first
right
of
now?
First of all, it doesn't matter because it's after 7 seconds or whatever the fuck
No,
it
it
is.
does very much matter. Like,
But
it
anyway,
does.
so like, can we do like T-shirts like racist scrollers?
And are you forgetting, Blabs, that on YouTube right now we have a warning for our content? Like, are you forgetting these things? We just like it happened Monday,
You
right?
know,
Like,
this shouldn't be a thing. YouTube, you shouldn't be punishing us for big bad racism. Mally's a midget.
just because they shouldn't be doing it doesn't mean they're gonna stop doing it.
I know.
Blabs.
You
I'm
are
just
throwing
letting-
out as many trigger words as you can.
Ellen Page is a woman.
Oh boy. All right.
Okay, careful when you go down that track.
I'm done now.
Mute Blabs.
I was
So
just
look-
wanting to, listen. We were supposed to be banned off Twitch ages ago, but we keep saying these things and nothing happens. I'm just checking it out over there.
Okay, so look,
Checking it out.
Testing the water.
it's
Just
not a
testing the Twitch
matter.
waters.
Look, we appreciate everybody. Yes, thank you. Shut her off. It's not a matter of if; it's a matter of when. We are not welcome on YouTube anymore, mainly because of Blabs' just total superior N-words that she throws
There
out
she
on a
is.
day-to-day basis.
Nobody.
Yeah, I know, but I can hear you in the back. Oh, go ahead, go ahead, Blabs. Say all the bad words. Go ahead.
Fun. All right.
Wow. Okay. So they couldn't hear that. They couldn't hear that.
No.
The evil
Wow.
villain cackle
Listen,
that was
I'll-
happening when you were revealed behind those doors was awesome.
Did you? I wish you guys could have heard what Blabs was just saying right here. The amount of hard R's that came out of her mouth was ridiculous. I was like, wow. You're fired. Congratulations, Blabs. Yes. Oh, before today in gaming history. That's
Wow.
good.
That's
So
a
look,
personal best.
It is important that
was
you guys
terrifying.
it's important that you guys hit the thumbs up button, and most importantly that you follow us over on Side Scrollers Plus or Rumble or Kick or Twitch. Probably not Twitch, but anywhere you want outside of YouTube, outside of this nonsense, because once again the thumb of YouTube is being pressed firmly down, mainly on Blabs' mouth, right? And that's what's happening here. Is they're censoring her. It's
Let
really
me say my words. Damn it.
Yes. So, anyways, we're glad you're with us. We got a big show lined up. We're going to be talking about this just insanity of this Kick streamer who died on stream a few days ago. Incredibly sad story. We'll be getting to that. Did you know that your food is poison? Sure, you did. I have a line item on our run sheet today that I actually wrote. That just says Jamie Lee Curtis's big fat boobs. So we'll be talking about that here a little bit later, which is good. It's always good to talk about that with women. We have that. We have Maury. Oh man, do you guys know who Maury Povich is? Remember Maury Povich, the show?
Like the Maury show? Yeah, oh yeah.
He has a new podcast out, and his first guest is his wife, and by the way, his wife Connie Chung, former CBS news anchor, he grilled her like she was on the fucking Epstein list. It's insane. I have a clip of that, which is just wonderful. We're gonna get into this this grocery store controversy. Did you guys see this that was been passed around the last couple days or so about the 16-year-old kid who got fired from the job for stealing like lunch meat and stuff? Did you hear about that? Okay, we'll get to that. It's a super viral thing. And gaming, in the gaming world, guess what? Your prices are going up. So look, we have a lot to get to today. We're glad you're with us. Hit the subscribe button. Of course, hit the thumbs up button. And Let's join the 129,000 just normal men who have found common sense in the video game space. Do you know we have a TikTok now? We have a TikTok. We're posting on Instagram again. You can find us over on those platforms, TikTok.com/sidescrollerpodcast, I think it is. And then same over on Instagram. So we're getting a little more active on the socials, which is good. You can find shorts and clips that I take and I edit and I send them out to Sam to post, which is great. But the most important thing you can do is follow us over on Plus, Side Scrollers Plus, because at the end of the month, friends, we have King of the Cart. That is just about 10 days away. Coming up on August 30th. Yes, 10 days from now. 7 p.m. Central Time. We're getting a bunch of folks together. We're playing multiple Mario Kart games. And it's going to be a great competition. Included so far, the competitors that we have announced include Blabs, as you see, the returning champ from King of the Couch, Garrett, Flawed and Mo, Alex Stein returning, and first time King of the Eventer, Smash JT joining us. We have 2 more guests announce a new one tomorrow. So make sure you join us tomorrow when we announce our next competitor over at King of the Cart. Oh, by the way, one thing we have not announced and is not on our things to announce is that Kirsha will be joining us for commentary at King of the Cart, just like she was for King of the Couch. So myself and Kirsha on commentary this time around, which will be super great. Looking forward to that. You can join us over on Plus. Use promo code CART, that is KART, to get access to all of our content and all of our partners' content, like the new partner we just announced yesterday, Cecil. So lots of good things happening over there. We have lots of great partners. Good stuff, growing like a weed over on Plus. So we always like to start the show with Today in Gaming History. So by all means, Blabs, fill us in on the games you suck at.
That's so rude, you know? Anyway, August 10th, everybody. I thought this was a pretty good lineup of the various games. So we have Armored Core 2, Another Age, releasing in 2001. I lost the B! And it's just Rain Age. Anyway, Brain Age 2, More Training was released in 2007.
Good old Rain Age.
What happened? I don't know. The bee just disappeared.
I've been very concerned about your brain in the past few days, Blabs.
Yes, you like, Mally, in your conversations with Blabs, this is a legit question. Have you noticed that Blabs has not just a hint of Alzheimer's, but also autism? Because she is like, this is... Okay. We have serious concerns. Over the last few in the last few days, she forgot that we did Today in Gaming History after she did Today in Gaming History. She also
I forgot we did hard news.
You don't talk, Blabs. You don't talk.
Listen,
she also forgot
one, not the other one.
10 minutes later, Mally, we did an intro for Hard News, ran the full intro and everything, did a full story, and she still forgot we were in Hard News.
Listen, the autism was prevalent with the Harry Potter obsession. I don't know about the Alzheimer's. That seems a little early onset, but I wouldn't put it past you. I'm just saying the autism was present with the hyperfixation of Harry Potter.
Well, no, I'm thinking that she's been hit. She has number of concussions.
I've never had one before, actually.
Oh, yeah, right. Well, whenever you see something on your phone that you want to bid on, you go like this every single time, and you hit your head with your phone, causing a concussion.
That. No, you just gotta wait for the 2 seconds, and then you should win. Usually.
Sure. Yeah,
that's how you do it.
Pro tip.
Anyways, Blabs, continue with Today in Gaming History.
Don't give away all the tips.
Right, so Rain Age, shout out. Anyway, Battletoads, it was like a remake, was released back in 2020. Apparently, chat says that one sucks. So, at the end...
It did not suck. But the Battletoads remake did not suck, by the way. You were just not good at it. Now,
I mean, I've never played the remake, so, you can't even say that.
It was beautifully hand-drawn. It did not suck. It was just very, very hard. You know, and you're not 8 years old to go through and try to play it again, spend all day trying to play it. So
okay, can I just say something real fast, since Kay thought this was very entertaining beforehand? So when you remember how Costco used to sell video games? Do you remember that, like 20 years ago? Mm-hmm. Okay, do you guys remember when Brain Age came out and it was just piles of Nintendo DS Brain Age just ready to go? Mm-hmm. Anyway, I had a flashback to that because it was just everywhere. So at the end, shout out Costco from 20 years ago.
All right. Well, thank you, Blabs. Some noticeable games that you missed today include, really nothing. It's kind of a shitty list today.
That's what I thought.
Blabs, do not
Did
act
I see
like
the thing up there? Wait a minute.
You did.
Yep.
For PS2.
Yeah.
I mean,
they did a re-release of that. The re-release was cool.
I could have done Transformers 2012, but I didn't. You're welcome.
The Fall of Cybertron, I believe that was a pretty good game. If memory serves me correctly.
Transformers games are supposed to be good.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, the Shadowrun reboot from 10 years ago, that's there. But for the most part, I don't know, the remastered collection for Yakuza.
Yakuza, what?
I don't know. It's a collection. What do you want?
I don't care. It's a collection of the best shit ever.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go.
I love Yakuza. I think
Kay's excited for that. Probably the most noticeable game is the Battletoads reboot, but it was not. Oh, no, I'd say the most noticeable game is Brain Age 2, for sure.
Someone's going to yell about Super Robot Taisen. I don't know anything about it, but someone will yell about it probably.
Well, yell at Blabs, because she,
Brain
Blabs.
Age.
Yeah. There you go. All right. Well, there you go. We're off to a great start today. How fun is that? Thank you, Blabs, for the Today in Gaming History. By the way, I've been kicking around the idea in the back of my brain that I think like Today in Gaming History should have its own YouTube channel. We could just take like the snippets of the show and just put it over there, and it could be its own little thing. I don't know. Would you guys be interested in that if we took that, just so you guys can keep updated on like what's going on with Today in Gaming History? Would you guys watch that? Just curious. Just throw it out there. Anyways, Mercenary says, so I hope Blabs likes fun games instead of getting fired. I like to send people games that I think are fun. Thanks, Mercenary. Appreciate that. Silo Full of Cool Ranch Dorito says, on an episode of Side Scrollers where it's Roblox free. Yeah, today, but that is still an ongoing saga. Mercenary says, I'm not racist. I'm half German, half Guatemalan. Okay. Mercenary followed up says Battletoads is meh. Rest is acceptable. Okay. Winterfell says Blabs the Tower Tard needs to make a comeback. Oh, she
I'm
never
here
left.
every day.
And Saint said, for 5 says Blabs has CTE. Insert Chris Benoit theme. Do you guys know who Chris Benoit is?
Of course.
Did he murder his kid or something?
Nally, do you know the tragic
Thanks
story?
for saying that right after I said I love him, Blabs. Really appreciate that one.
Yeah, I'm just showing off your racist side.
I'm racist for liking Chris Benoit's wrestling now?
Yeah.
What is this show?
Yeah, what is happening right here? You can't just throw out like that he's racist.
I was like
or she's
bringing it
racist.
back to the very beginning. It was a circle.
You know what? That's what I'm going to start saying now. I'm racist because I love Chris Benoit.
It's a nice little slogan.
Mally, are you familiar with Chris Benoit and the tragic story of Chris Benoit?
No.
Well, wouldn't you know it, he was a professional wrestler and one of the best professional wrestlers. And I'm just going to show you this picture, Mally, and you let me know if you think this guy would murder his wife and 2 children and then kill himself because, there's that guy. So this is Chris Benoit before he did the most unspeakable things in history to his wife and kids. It's thought of as like one of the biggest black eyes in wrestling history. That's black eyes, not black guys, by the way. So.
Oh, he was Canadian. You feel
Of course
okay?
he was.
He's Canadian, yes.
The brink, sent to the brink by the insanity.
Oh, from
over
Montreal, Quebec. Ah.
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense now.
Crazy ass Canucks over there. All right, we have a lot to get to today, so we're going to jump right into it, friends. Wherever you're tuning in, hit the thumbs up button. We'd appreciate it. But right now, it's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. It's time for Hard News. Okay, Blabs, I know you had a dudes posting their W's over on the run sheet, but I have vetoed that because I found a better one right here.
Oh, well, fine then.
Did you see this video getting passed around? I love this type of stuff where there is notes. Who hasn't thought about the idea of putting a note in the ocean and throwing it out there, and somebody on the other side of the ocean finds it? It's like this, amazing thing. Has everybody done that before?
I have never put a note in a bottle and put it out in the ocean. I've never littered in that sense, no.
Yeah, I've never done that. Like, I don't want to throw things into the ocean, but I have left hidden notes that can only be found, later on in life.
Yeah, I've done that, with my high school lockers, because, I have it. You get it for 4 years or whatever. And then, high school textbooks, I'll leave a note in, a sticky note on, the most random-ass page. I'm like, this stuff sucks! Sincerely, your name. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Phoenix, have you ever done that before? You ever thrown a note for future somebody to find?
Well, when you see those dicks on the side of a bathroom stall, That's your boy Phoenix, but no, I think I have.
Next to the hole?
Yeah,
Next to the
absolutely.
tiny hole.
Yes, which I'm at every Wednesday night, fellas. No, the
right off the highway. There you go.
yes, I have actually. A friend of ours had like a summer beach house, and we would kind of do that quite often. We've never gotten anything in return. I was pathetic, like always waiting to get a bottle in return. Nothing for Phoenix, but yeah, I think at least boy does it at some point if there's a beach accessible. Yeah, I think you always do that.
Well, this doesn't have to do with a beach, but it does have to do with leaving a note for the future here. As this guy, while in his attic, found this thing. It just says note right here. Note, September 29th, 1975, which is, by doing the math, almost 50 years ago here. So he found this note, and check this out. I think this is just spectacularly cool.
So this is a cool find that a carpenter found in a house he was working on. It says note with the date 9/29/1975 and an arrow pointing up to a little notch there in the wood. Now, upon inspection, he can see there's a bottle down there with something in it. Yes, you guessed it. It's the bottle containing the note that the sign is talking about. Now let's see what that note says.
Okay, before we see what the note says, any guesses? Any guesses for what could be in this note?
This seems like somebody's house that, has been there for a while, so maybe it's like a story about his life in that house.
Okay.
Could be admitting a murder.
Wow, that's dark, Blabs. All right, sounds good.
That could be a story about the house.
Your floorboards. What?
I'm just saying. Or it could be like Jumanji style.
Fucking
like,
grim
video
scrollers
game.
this morning, geez.
Damn, no joke,
Or
Blabs. Take your
could
rental
be-
and good God.
Or it could be like you find a shit ton of money.
Okay, Kay, Phoenix, any guesses?
I assumed like what Mally said, like probably a note about the house or something.
Okay, all right, let's
I'm with
see
Blabs'
what's-
money.
Okay, I think it's money. Oh man, I don't think he'd be
Gotta
posting it
clarify
online.
there.
We're divided today.
All right, here we go. Let's check it out.
Which is pretty cool. And it reads, to whoever finds this, September 29th, 1975, today. My name is Stephanie Heron. I live here with my mother, Father Ernest, Becky, and Valerie. Gerald Ford is president. Mrs. Lay is our neighbor. Mom is pregnant and the baby is due any day now. As far as we know, this house was made in 1872. We are remodeling the house. The Illinois Central Railroad is on the west side of the house. We have lived here for 8 years. My dad works for the Chicago Northwestern Railroad. Green Valley has about 650 people. I'm 14, Val is 16, and Becky is 12. I hope you have lots of happiness in this house. Steph. P.S. My mother's name is Rose Heron. She is a registered nurse. She works at Hopedale Nursing Home. She was born in Nebraska. She is a very good mother. Ha! That's very cool.
So that's it.
That's
Like,
adorable.
Isn't that awesome?
So
Yeah, not
awesome.
murderers, Blabs. Wow.
Yeah, Blabs.
This
Have
is
some
even
faith in
better.
humanity.
It's crazy. Anyways, I am fascinated by stuff like that. Anytime there's some sort of future note that's meant to be found in the future that's discovered and says this is what's happening. Like, think about that. That's 50 years ago. The baby that they're referencing here is 50 years old. That's silly to think about.
I think that's one of my favorite things about humans is that we want to connect with each other over time. And so we intentionally make time capsules and things and hide them in the earth so that we can communicate with our future species. Like, that's just really cool to me.
I am fascinated by the time capsule. I love the time capsule. And whenever you find these from, from the 20s or the 1800s. Now, oftentimes they weren't sealed properly. And a lot of times, the stuff that's dug out of them is trashed. But every once in a while, you find something that's really, really cool. I love the time capsule. And that's something that I think that if you can find a way to seal it properly, oh my God, that's spectacular stuff. So I saw that.
Quick question for you. If you moved into a new house and you saw right outside there was like handprints of the previous families, whatever, would you get rid of that or would you keep that there?
As a matter of fact, there actually is outside of my house handprints from the previous family who owned it. They left a basketball. They put up a rim, and at the base of it, there's concrete with their little hands and stuff on it. So, it's not like I just, removed it or anything. Like, fuck your family.
Wasn't even doing it.
I did that on a farm I used to work at. They were putting out like brand new cement, and I wrote my name. I wonder if it's still there. That'd be cool.
I love that. I got to do that at my old house too when they had to reconstruct stuff.
So I thought it was interesting here. In the note, they said that they live in Green Valley, Illinois. So I just did a quick glance on Green Valley. Do you think that it says that there are 650 people who live in Green Valley, Illinois in 1975? Do you think that number has gone up or gone down since then?
Up.
Up?
You're way up.
You're all wrong. It has actually gone down. There are 630 people living in Green Valley, Illinois right now, according to the 2020 census. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, pretty crazy stuff. So anyways, just a fun little story to kick us off today. I love it. So I love myself a time capsule. And by the way, if anybody like finds any videos online of time capsules, please tag me on X. Like tag me on it because I love that stuff. It's so good. I love time capsules.
You need a moment.
I do.
Just gonna power up right now. Here we go.
Oh, no.
Hey, John Thomas came in with 10. Sorry, I guess I butchered and missed this. John says, so saw the insane clip at the bungee jump site. Attendant opened the gate to platform. Jumpy walked to edge as attendant turns to grab the bungee. Dude jumps off unhooked. Unsure if staged or unreal. So John, you're saying that you saw a clip where of a guy went up to the bungee ledge, unclipped his own bungee, and then just boofed? Yikes! I don't think so. That's he dead. He dead. Sorry. Oh, like Blabs is dead too. Gabriel says, "Did you ask him if he identifies as a black guy?" Gabriel, no, that'd be inappropriate. Ranger George came in with the 10-euro money. Says, "I'm still a fan of Chris Benoit's matches, and to quote Dave Chappelle, I don't think he did it. I don't think he did it, but you know what? Even if he did do it, you know what I mean." Oh, okay. Thank you, Ranger George.
Yikes.
Black Shorts came in, says lame note. Okay. And give it up for Jag, who came in and says, upload that note to familysearch.org. What is that? Have you guys ever heard of that before? Familysearch.org? No? And Silent Fool Cool Ranch Radio says grocery stores operate on a very slim margin. HEB in Texas is profitable because they own their own processing plants and real estate around the store. Well, we're going to get to the grocery store thing here in a little bit. Tenarian says, speaking of racism, okay, there's a big anti-racism poster in my town. No words on it, just a face of a brown guy with a black eye and a swollen lip. When tourists ask what the poster's about, we tell them they better behave around here or else. All right. Well, thanks, Tenarian. It's pretty messed up. All right. Let's go to something really important, and that is the insane controversy going online about Jamie Lee Curtis. Have you seen the controversy about what's going on with Jamie Lee Curtis lately?
Yeah.
Mally,
it's kind of hard to miss.
Kind of hard to miss. Yes, indeed. Now, Blabs, do you know what's going on with Jamie Lee Curtis? Have you heard about this at all?
I saw like a photo of her boobs. And it wasn't just her boobs, right? It was all of her, but it was like highlighting her boobs. And I don't know, lots of people are simping or something like that. Yeah.
So what you need to know, Blabs, is that there is a... Oh, my God. Never mind. Sorry. Just scrolled a little too far down on X when I searched Jamie Lee Curtis and got something totally else. Anyways,
like
there's a... I can't show it. But anyways, there was a promo video for the new Freakier Friday video that came out, the movie that came out. And
it comes out today, doesn't it? Or like
know,
Friday
honestly,
or something like that.
Honestly, don't really care.
Yeah.
Don't really care. Anyways, and it starts off with her saying, "Hi, I'm Jamie Lee Curtis." And the first thing everybody notices is, this. Boom. Just that. And so this has spawned a lot of, this right here. Where did those come from? Right here. By the way.
What are those?
That's a good screen grab.
This clip, this tweet has 269,000 likes.
Oddly
on
specific.
X.
Yeah, it does.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh.
36 million times over here, right? So people are like, wow, that's very impressive, Jamie Lee Curtis. But for those who have been familiar with Jamie Lee Curtis's game, as Phoenix clearly is, this is not abnormal. As if you go back and you look at Jamie Lee Curtis in the 90s compared to Jamie Lee Curtis now, this Jamie Lee Curtis in the 90s, this is from True Lies, which, as a 13-year-old boy watching True Lies, I was unaware of what was going to happen to me when I saw Jamie Lee Curtis doing a striptease for Arnold Schwarzenegger in the movie True Lies. Phoenix, you know.
I very, very much do. I was the exact same thing because the great thing about it is that if you watch the beginning of the movie, she's like kind of more just, she doesn't look that great. You know, she's kind of dressed down. And then this happens. And then you realize, oh, this is magical. I think that was my exact word. It was magical. Very hetero word at the time. But yeah, no, this
Ladies,
is an
have you ever
amazing
seen this scene? Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was. Have you ever seen this scene before where she does the striptease for Arnold Schwarzenegger?
I don't think I've heard that
whispers
scene
of it.
Yeah, I've seen like bits of it. We've all just seen bits, but we've not seen the movie.
You are missing out.
I agree.
feel like you guys are powering up a lot in this.
No, I think it's important that you recognize what was
Phoenix,
going on
yes.
in 1994. I mean, Phoenix is like,
Hell yeah. Phoenix was powering up a long time.
I wish we could show it, but obviously YouTube will strike us down, and we're already on a warning here. But Verbal Riot had a interesting take. He says, this is getting stupid. So y'all out here fapping a 70-year-old breasts? Is that what's hot in the streets now? Verbal Riot, friend of the show, obviously. Phoenix, you out here fapping a 70-year-old breasts?
No, I don't think I am. I'm first of all, I'm just confused at, I mean, that's a very intentional thing that she did. I mean, the thing is down on one of her shoulders. So her publicist knew it was going to work, and it's working. It's not for me, but it's clearly for a lot of people.
By the way, our chat overwhelmingly says yes, they are.
See? There you go.
Yeah,
So-
the answer is always yes. So
They definitely dressed her that way for like the fact that it's Freakier Friday and she's supposed to be a young mom now, and so she's like age-wise, it's like a mental thing of like she's playing the role of a younger person. So that's probably why they dress her like that. Because I never see her like that nowadays. I know she's got game, but that's like literally because she's not that age anymore. So nobody really looks at her like that now.
Okay, I can answer your question right now, Mally. Can you share my screen, Phoenix? Because she just actually spoke out about this 5 hours ago.
Interesting.
Oh, wow!
Okay, so Jamie Lee Curtis, 5 hours ago, comments on this post have been limited. I love the fact that the last photograph of me as Tess, who is the character she's playing in Freaky Friday, has taken backstage in costume from my surprise appearance at whatever to support Freakier Friday, has gotten more attention than any other since the announcement post with Lindsay Lohan that sparked the movie getting made. Happy to help spread the joy that our movie serves.
Yeah,
so it's a costume photo. It's not actually like a PR thing. It's her in costume, in character on set.
She said it was from the surprise appearance at El Capitan Theater. That was their premiere in SoCal.
Yeah, she knows what she's doing.
Yep.
Yeah.
She knew exactly what she was doing.
It worked.
Right there. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it worked. Yeah, but I'll tell you, it'll be interesting to see if it does anything to the box office here. I don't. Y'all listen. Y'all are the target audience for Freakier Friday. Do you have any interest in going to see this movie?
I feel like I did. Like, I'm skeptical of anything media puts out nowadays. So my initial hesitation has a lot less to do with Freakier Friday or anything, but a lot more to do with Disney and the implications that trusting media, like, leads me to nowadays. But, like, strictly speaking from what my interests are, myself, and, like, nostalgia, like, yeah, like, I liked the first Freakier Friday. I liked Lindsay Lohan. I liked Jamie Lee Curtis. And the teasers looked funny. It looked like a stereotypical second movie, but, like, something funny if you know the first one.
I have personally no interest in seeing it. However, the only thing I will say is a positive is they brought back like a majority of the cast. So they got like the little brother, Mark Harmon, everybody.
Your mic dropped.
Yeah, she dropped her mic. That's fine. Now, apparently, this movie has done so far almost $87 million worldwide. Freakier Friday. It opened a couple weeks ago. August 6th. So apparently it's doing pretty damn good. But good for them and great for Jamie Lee Curtis and her 70-year-old bosoms over there. That's good. I guess that's the best way to say it. Bosoms. Blabs, you're still muted. Uncle Danny says, I left a time capsule of magazines in a secret place in the house where I grew up. I'm guessing they're still there and have been there since the 90s. Montez, Uncle Danny, you need to go back to your house and let them know. That's awesome. Steven came in and says, those assets on Jamie Lee Curtis are certainly bigger than the ones than when she was younger. Bigger from how they looked in Trading Places. Thank you, Steven. Yeah, they do look a little larger, don't they? Mr. Rich Low Pitch says, just for the Jamie Curtis thing, I'm suing you. Why? Why would you do that? And Joey says, Chris Benoit is among the best technical wrestlers in history. You can admire his work, but at the end of the day, he destroyed his legacy with what he did to his wife and son. Yes, incredibly unfortunate. And Tenarian says, that scene in True Lies put MILFs on the radar for me. Up until then, they were strictly off limits. It was a great scene. It's a pretty quality scene right there. All right. We will continue with the rest of your super chats here in just a moment. But let's go and move on to the next story over here. Let's go to our big story here today, and that is this story about this streamer who died over on Kick. And man, did you guys see the story?
No.
Briefly.
Okay,
seems very sad.
Okay, let's go check this out. We got a brief recap here from Asmongold here. Let's see what had how the story went.
Years of physical and mental abuse by his co-streamers. Yeah, this was insane.
A couple of days ago, news came out about a 46-year-old French streamer who died in his sleep. At first, people brushed it off and thought it was due to natural causes, but it soon became clear there was more to the story. The streamer was part of a group that subjected him to what was essentially torture during their marathon streams, often without him fully realizing it. On his final stream, while he slept, donation alerts kept blaring out at loud volume. It took over 45 minutes before anyone from the group bothered to check on him, even as the alerts kept going.
What is this? Can I even watch this? So they put him in the trunk, and then so they're going over the speed bumps really fast. Couldn't stop streaming until finishing a game while being woken up constantly by various horrible methods despite his heart problems. Methods were here. Oh my God. After 10 days of streaming, sleep deprivation, viewers sent donations to wake up the co-streamers because he stopped moving for a while, and the co-streamer's first reaction was to throw a bottle on his face and to slap his corpse. Donations encouraged the bullying, creating a vicious cycle. January, they were in police custody of suspicion of abuse of people. Wait, so these people they were already in police custody for abuse of people with disabilities? You got to put the people that did this in jail. What are we even talking about here? It's not even a question. Like, obviously they're complicit. Well, they're doing it on purpose. I understand, like, you have games like Fear Factor and things like this, but like, it seems like also the guy, he doesn't want to let me. He keeps me from leaving. He's sequestering me. Yeah, I mean, he basically got kidnapped. How did the police not get involved with this? This is awful.
So you can see right there exactly kind of what.
Or does it feel like they're actually?
There we go. So a lot of questions here, ladies. What do you think should be done in this situation to, number one, his co-streamers here? Let's start there.
Death, hang, jail. I mean, for goodness sakes, they blatantly abused this man. He was pointed out, was being held there against his will. Like, the worst of the worst.
I mean, there is talk of the France is investigating this situation here, but Blabs, this is your first time seeing it. What are your thoughts?
If all this is true, because again, there's the due process and everything. This is absolutely disgusting, heinous behavior. However, it is France, so my ideas of justice there not really existent, because France and the justice system's a bit stupid. But I don't know, if this is all true, then yes, they should be in jail. They should be punished severely, yes, because they did lead to someone's death.
Phoenix, you stream, you do all sorts of crazy things on your channel, very super creative. This is not like the idea of these like torture streams is not new. This has been going on for as long as streaming has been a thing, right? You let your audience kind of torture you or whatever. And this is not like go to Olive Garden style torture. This is the idea of, you saw him getting woken up by, a motorcycle, and apparently he has heart issues and stuff. Do you think that this is a jumping off point for just streamers as a whole to be a little more conscious of kind of what they're doing? And I don't think we've ever seen a guy die on stream in a situation like this.
Well, first of all, I'd like to appreciate you, talking about my channel and torture. You could just argue that's the content, but no, I hope so, Craig, because one thing that the internet has done, in my opinion, is made everything into a reality show. It has given that producer role to these streamers, this idea of if we keep pushing things, we get more views, and that becomes more important than the well-being of the people around you, of how you behave in society, and it just keeps rewarding that. So this is a horrible situation. Hopefully some good can come out of that, where it's maybe a lesson to 180 this kind of content, because to me, I just find it all gross, personally.
This is there's something to the idea of constantly having to keep escalating what you're doing over and over and over again, right? To the point to where it's going to be so extreme that, the desensitization of what is considered shocking. I mean, we've seen that, exponentially increase over the last few years. And if you go back and I have this pulled up over here, Phoenix, you look at these examples here. This is previously during, different streaming events. This is in 2023, where they are literally just beating the hell out of him on stream, right? And, that's clearly his job on this, I guess you can call it that. He's more or less like the punch monkey, I guess, for this group
I saw
of
one
streamers.
clip where he was sitting there in the middle of all those guys, and he was just sitting, looking at the chat, watching, and out of nowhere, all of them, jump on him and start, choking him out. One of them reaches their hand over and plugs his nose, too.
Mm-hmm.
So, he could have died right then. They had no boundaries with this guy. It wasn't just, scare tactics. It wasn't just frightening him.
It's I think this is a big jumping off point, not just for streamers, but for Kick as well. And Kick has gone under a lot of scrutiny for this. I don't know if that's necessarily fair for Kick to be put under scrutiny for this, because there's a lot of people streaming on their platform. I don't know. How do y'all feel about this? I'm kind of mixed on the idea, because we talk about holding YouTube accountable for things that are on their platform, Roblox accountable for things that are on their platform. I mean, we should do the same for Kick, yeah?
Yeah.
I think all platforms should be held accountable equally. So if something happens, it should be the same type of response everywhere.
Yeah.
Lone Hunter in the chat says they were promoting them. Well, if they were promoting this, then that's a different level of things.
Yeah.
In what way, though? Is it an automatic algorithm that just pulls the most popular streams on the front page, or were they actively saying, hey, go watch the stream? Because that's different, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it is automated, though, that does also show the lack of, in-person moderation that's going on Kick, because they just allowed those kinds of things to get front page and nobody looked and noticed.
It's obviously a sad situation. And you wonder if there's going to be any blowback just on streamers who attempt to do this type of thing, these shock value streams. But we live in this world where I talked about the desensitization of everything. It's, what truly is shocking anymore? So back at when I was at Game Attack, we had this thing where I don't like the song Smooth with Rob Thomas and Santana. It's my least favorite song. So we had this alert go off, and every time somebody donated a certain amount, the alert would go off, and it was we'd be doing something. Oh my God. And especially, I think that's harmless, but when you're if I was doing that and every time somebody donated, I got punched in the face, I think it's a little too strange.
It's just common sense. Just use common sense.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Annoyance is different than like putting your safety in harm's way. Like you can get annoyed, be annoyed for your viewers. That's funny, but you don't need to like literally hurt yourself.
Right. I think that's the, yes, there is a level of like, there's something fun to being annoyed. Right. And at the end of the day, we are doing it. This is an entertainment show, entertainment platforms, Kick, Twitch, YouTube. They're all entertainment platforms. It's just, you have to, hopefully you don't become a crash test dummy for your audience, if that makes sense. And that's apparently what happened here. And ultimately, this guy's 46 years old. He shouldn't be dying in the middle of a 10-day stream. And by the way, like, how long is too long when it comes to streaming? Like, I saw Kai Cenat just announced a month-long stream where he's going to be live for 24 hours a day. Like, a month long, you're going to be streaming for a month of your life? That seems like a little excessive, right?
I'm confused how they have the like ability to do that equipment-wise. Like, mentally, emotionally, physically, there's a lot of questions about that too. But also, how are you facilitating this? What kind of people do you have in your life? I mean, we know Kai's got money, but like, what? Does that mean he has a maid and a chef and then, somebody brings him the water, somebody takes over when he has to go to the bathroom? What do you do if you have to, anything? I don't know. I'm like thinking like, I gotta go do outside of the house things. I gotta go grocery shopping. Like, I'm confused.
Well, so we're planning a subathon coming up in October. Just going to pull the curtain back a little bit. And, but there will be like, it's not going to be a traditional subathon in that the idea that we're just going to go and keep going for 24 hours a day. I'm not doing that. I'm not subjecting everybody to be a part of that, right? There will be a start and stop each day. So it's not going to be like a traditional subathon, but it will be an event. And yes, there will be like annoyances, but I don't ever want to put anybody in any physical harm when it comes to, doing this stuff. Like if we get to a point to where we go to like Disney and drink around the world, I'm not forcing anybody to drink, right? If they don't want to, it's not gonna be like, Phoenix, you will down that shot, you son of a bitch,
Yeah.
And maybe for you, Blabs, because everybody wants to see it. But
just take a shot.
That's right. Anyways, it's incredibly sad to see. Anytime anybody dies in a situation like that, it's sad. But now there has been, I guess, silver lining to this, as Aiden Ross, whether you like him or hate him, he's come in and said he's going to cover the funeral costs here. Him and Drake, who are Kick ambassadors, Aiden Ross owning a portion of the platform. So he came in and says, "This is horrible and disgusting. Whoever was a part of this deserves to face severe consequences. I just spoke with Drake. Drake and I will be covering the funeral cost. This won't bring his life back. It's the least we can do. Prayers go out to Jean's, maybe Jean's family.
Jean's.
Yeah. Kirsha came in, says the streamers who tortured this guy should just be permabanned from for life from all content creation sites, but also in jail for this. As for Kick itself, can these platforms stop fighting for who's the worst for 1 minute? And there's always like the yeah, but and the whataboutisms when it comes to this stuff. So what a fucking tragedy. Kay, you got anything on that?
Just very sad. I heard that he was also like a bit mentally disabled as well, and so these people are very clearly taking advantage of someone who wasn't fully able to say no, and it's awful. And yeah, I do think these people should be investigated and go to jail. I think it's completely awful. And behind a computer screen, people just get like really disassociated on both ends, whether you're watching or you're creating the content. And I think it's just a good wake-up call to remember that we're all people at the end of the day, and there are real life consequences, things that we do. So yeah, it's just really sad to see. And, I agree with you, Craig. There are things that streamers do that are just kind of like in jest, like fear factor stuff or whatever, little suffer streams. But this is beyond that. And there's different like mediums to it. Like I watch IP2 streamers. Sometimes I used to, just like they do like IRL stuff, and Asian Andy. Some people out there might know who that is. I remember Asian Andy did a stream where he like was padlocked. He was like in a room for 24 hours. And all he could hear was like the TTS pretty much. And he went insane, and he like had a lot of mental things that happened to him after that. And he was like, nope, not doing that again. So like these can have real consequences. It sucks.
I'll say this.
But I mean, that one was self-induced. So
yeah, I'll say this. We did we were doing a VR game back several years ago. Well, I was streaming a VR game. I'm not a big fan of VR, but while playing the VR game, I also had headphones in for text to speech or notification sounds, right? And I had never played the game before. And at the time, my kids were really young and one of them was sick. And we were doing the stream at night, and one of the alerts, which once again, I never played the game before, was a child crying in the distance. And so people were sending off this alert, and I just hear this child crying in the distance. And while I'm playing this game with my kids sick at home, like they didn't, when these alerts were put together, they didn't know that my kid was going to be sick, right? The guys I worked with at the time. So no fault to them, but like it very much affected me while I was playing, to the point to where I was like tearing up and I had to stop playing because it fucked with me so much. Because I'm being a dad at that time. I just got my kid in the back of my brain. And yeah, it really fucked with me for a while. And that was one of those things where I'll stupid, but I'll never forget that stream because it was supposed to be like good and fun. And it always is until it's not. And I'm sure that was kind of the situation with these guys as well. He'll be all right, whatever. So it's tough. Have you guys ever I think it's one thing to have bamboozled those jelly beans that taste bad. It's one thing to do that. It's another thing to just physically or emotionally or mentally just assault yourself for $5 or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
So
no, in a very weird, kind of just adjacent way, the way my brain thinks about it is it's like if you're going to price yourself out like that, you're kind of no better than the OF girls because they're selling their bodies for $5 and you're selling your morals, your integrity, your health for $5. And I'm not willing to do that. I mean, I do spicy Saturday streams where my friends and I game and drink. I have just cut a lot of those down for me because I didn't like how much I was drinking because my chat was going crazy. And so now we're doing hot sauce bites and I can handle that better. But it's you need to do what's best for you and not what's best for the buck.
Man, that's a good way to put it. That's an interesting take. The idea of the equivalency of all the OnlyFans models.
Yeah, it's kind of just what I thought about. It's just you're selling something else. Instead of selling your body, you're selling something just as valuable. It's your health, You're whether it's your mental health, your physical health, emotional health.
Damn, dude, bring the heat there, Mally. Good stuff.
Yes, Phoenix.
Anything to close on that from anybody? No. Okay, sounds good.
Be smart when you stream. The end.
Be smart. Yes. John
says the idiot.
John coming in, lighting things up with the $5 says Jamie Lee Milkers. Thank you, John.
Mommy milkers. Let's go.
The French can bring back the guillotine for cases like these. Fun fact: it was last used to execute people as recently as 1977. Very based. The guillotine should the guillotine be brought back for French people?
Hell yeah. But I still don't understand how, I don't know, especially as a guy, it's very easy to tell when a joke is it's beyond a joke. Because a lot of times we'll do stupid shit with each other. We'll punch each other, whatever. The minute you're seeing someone not laughing, if they're not laughing with you when you're, severely beating them physically or mentally, that's the very easy cue to stop doing that. And I'm sure this guy was very apparently not doing that. Just common sense.
No,
These people were malicious though. You could tell by the way they were treating him. Chat saying this guy might be gone, and they're throwing bottles and stuff at him. This is clearly not people with good intentions. We're surrounded by communities that do care about us. I don't feel like this guy was surrounded by people within his own channel that cared about him at all.
I'm convinced that algorithms and the internet and just fame culture has made everyone into sociopaths. That it's just I'm kind of terrified by a lot of these people.
So
it's a disassociation, right? Because people just you're behind a computer, so you don't always feel it the same way as being in person with someone. It's just natural.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's always got to go one step further, one step further, one step further. Yeah, I had this hot sauce before, but now I got to have this hot sauce. It's 10 times hotter than before, you know?
Yeah.
Chibi came
People respond to consistency, y'all. They don't need you to keep going up to a higher cliff.
You know, it's funny. I had a conversation about this the other day about, you know, our audience. Like the biggest thing on the internet is like authenticity, right? Especially in 2025. People like there is something to the idea of people being like over the top and ridiculous. And that's how you get your iShow Speeds and Kai Cenats and, you know, whatever, right? These guys who are traveling the world and doing whatever, right? You can argue if they're plants or not, whatever, you can do that. But there is something to what you just said, Mally, the idea of having an audience that, look, the vast majority of you, I'll never have the opportunity to meet, right? You know me, you know Mally, you know Kay, you know Phoenix, you know Blabs, better than we'll ever have the opportunity to know you. But hopefully there's a mutual respect between us to where if we did ever meet, it wouldn't be weird, right? It's you come up, nice firm handshake. Hey, appreciate you. I thank you for watching. You say, nice to meet you. And we go on our merry way, right?
Or
and
some people say, boy, you're a lot more boring in person. That's also.
That's right. That's
Poor
right.
Phoenix.
but the point is that, you know, hopefully there's at least some level of mutual respect and you don't want to see, you know, Blabs get punched in the face or, you know, but you still want to see her.
Or do you? I feel like some of them were like, stout bitch. Bam.
No, nobody wants to see you get punched in the face, Blabs. Right. But they do want to see you go to Olive Garden, which we very much are going to do.
That is a torture I can support.
Right. Exactly.
Melly, I thought we were homies.
We are, but I
no
love
more
Olive
High
Garden.
School Musical memes for you.
Bam.
I just got my first one this week.
No more. That's it. You cut off.
Wow. That's how fast.
Steven came in and says, off topic, but have you seen the preview for Good Boy? It's a horror movie about a dog protecting his owner from ghosts.
Yes, I'm too scared to watch the movie because I love animals and I don't want anything to happen to the dog.
Amen.
So I think that's the horror film I can't watch.
Yes.
We've
and
all
exactly
seen
the same
bits.
page. Yeah.
I'm not gonna watch it.
Do you want to watch the preview?
No.
No.
It
Yeah,
makes
we
me
do.
so sad.
No.
Oh my God.
No.
I watched Marley and Me once, and I'm scarred. I don't watch things with dogs in them anymore.
Yeah, I read the book. That's all I need. I'm good for Marley and Me. I didn't watch the movie ever after that. I was like, no, I read the book.
Well, speaking of psychological horror, let's go to watch the trailer for Good Boy here.
No, Craig.
The poor dog.
Besides the fact that we might actually get hit, you know.
Oh my god.
Oh, quit trying to weasel out of this.
I'm
Blabs.
sorry. Did you not talk about how we have a YouTube warning and everything, but now you're like, let's be risque and watch a movie trailer for a minute and a half?
Let's see who made this trailer. Hold on, let's find out. Let's see. Good Boy. Let's just throw it out there. I don't know. Okay, this is produced by a couple people. No, don't you. That's what I thought. Here we go. Let's check it out. Hello, puppies. I love them.
I guess I'm next. I should never have come here.
Watch out, puppy dog! Watch out!
No.
I didn't like that. I didn't
No.
appreciate that at all.
No.
Craig.
What do you
Like
mean?
it's art,
No!
so it's art,
Thanks,
so it
punch
should
him.
exist. But like the thing, it's just on a personal level. It's like dogs love humans so much, and it's just painful to watch. You just know how much dogs love their owners, and it just I can't handle it. I can't watch this dog go through this.
And
I can't do it.
That's why
exactly
you
how I
should know and what makes this horrible is that you know the dog dies the end protecting the human. Like you guaranteed the dog dies.
Don't
Promise.
say that to me.
Can we?
I want this dog to be fine.
For Phoenix and Craig, please. Thank you.
What?
I didn't appreciate that it had to cry in the trailer.
That's right.
You're telling me that this dog right here, this sweet little innocent puppy dog right here, is going to die protecting its owner?
Probably.
That's rough, man. That's rough.
Rough.
Suck, Craig.
Hey, bada boom, hey. Anybody? No? Yeah, well, that's some psychological terror right there for everybody, which is good. Well, who is typing like they're fucking
That's
going out
Mally.
of
She's
style?
writing her
Mally.
resignation letter saying she's
Sorry.
never coming back ever again because of
I
the
had to
dog
change my
trailer.
keyboard. I spilled shit on it last week.
Okay, that's okay. As long as it's Mally and not Blabs, that's fine. Hey, Ruddy
Mine's
came
a
in
lot
says,
louder.
that's Pedro Pascal in a dog suit.
Okay, never mind. I don't care then. If it's
That's
Pedro
good.
Pascal, we're good.
Ben says,
Damn.
being always indoors has made me more anxious and reclusive. Don't do what I did, chat. Go outside, touch grass, and pet that dog. There you go, Ben. That's right. That's right.
You want to pet that dog? You want to pet that
Doggo.
dog?
Doggo came in, says, I asked that Craig and Blabs try
Nuja
sausage. If you don't know what it is, grok it. It's an Italian pork sausage. Very tasty. Blabs, are you familiar with this before?
It's Calabrian. I had to Google it because I don't think I've ever tried it before. I think I tried Googling the pronunciation because I've never heard of it, but it's like Duya or something like that. So.
Chibi says, kind of like the Russian streamer who left his girlfriend. This going back to the streamer story. Left his girlfriend outside in cold weather in light clothing because of a tip on his stream, and she died. God,
That's fucked up. What the fuck?
yes, that is. C88 says there's a difference between a platform and a publisher. Section 230. This is true. Nathan says Legal Mindset did a stream on this and showed a pattern of bad behavior with these guys. It's early in the investigation, so no charges at the moment. Give it up for Zellaro Morale Z came in and says Side Scroller is one of the best streams on the web. Let's stick and go with that. Thank you very much. Appreciate your support. Love that. Long came in and says, will there be an outcry calling Sony greedy for increasing the price on the PlayStation 5 just like Nintendo, or will there be radio silence? Yeah, we're going to get to that in just a minute. Jared says, speaking of that song you said you don't like, Craig, there was a guy I used to work with back in the day. I would annoy the hell out of him playing Nickelback songs, especially Rockstar. You would, Jared. JB says there's a 90s horror movie called Bad Moon about a German shepherd that protects his family from a werewolf. It's solid, and the dog is named Thor. I was not aware. Thank you, JB. Mercenary says the dog movie would have been better animated or as a manga. Commodore fan says yes, Blabs at Olive Garden would be an epic. Yes, Blabs at Olive Garden would be an epic live stream. For far as those French streamers, they deserve the wood chipper, to say the least. What if we just do Blabs at the Olive Garden? Like, wouldn't that be awesome? We just take you there. We just live stream the whole thing. People can buy you food, buy you drinks, you can have whatever you want.
Why? We just talked about mental health and torture
shut
and
up.
everything.
Shut up. That is
saying, man.
no. Listen,
That's my level of mental health. Right
I will
there.
not allow you to hide behind the mental health shield behind Olive Garden.
Why would I want to get food poisoning?
I said we find like a remote cabin, okay? Like we're miles and miles from civilization, and we only have Olive Garden food for the entire week. And then it's just Blabs' call. She doesn't have to eat if she doesn't want to. But
Good
otherwise,
point.
you're eating tons and tons of Olive Garden. How do you like that, Blabs?
I'm going to bring eggs with me, and I'm going to eat eggs all week long.
That'll be wonderful
And
for
you'll
her.
be everyone's least favorite person. Yeah. It's good. Dan says, I love the kind of horror movie from a dog's. I love this kind of horror movie from a dog's perspective, protecting his owner. Do you guys have a favorite dog-related movie? Ooh.
My dog Skip. The hardest ending in the entire world to watch. Has anyone here seen My Dog Skip?
No.
Oh God,
Mally,
try to get through the ending.
Homeward Bound.
Do you have a favorite dog movie, Mally?
Gosh, I can't think of the name. Give me a minute. I'll come back to this. I gotta like Google it.
Never see
What about
Eight Below.
you, Kay?
Never.
Oh, I've seen that one. That one's rough. Don't like it.
Hold on 1 second there, Blabs. I owe you this.
Yep, that's right. You said that's rough, Blabs.
Oh, I was like, what, for what?
Milo and Otis, maybe, perhaps?
Yeah.
You know? Did you know
Bound, 1 and 2, Milo and Otis. Yeah, those.
Did you know that, Blabs, you want me to ruin Milo and Otis for you?
You already did.
Oh, yeah, were they like, we're killing off all the little pugs?
Yeah, yeah,
Just,
you
like,
already
toss them in
did.
the
Thank
water.
you so much.
What?
Yeah.
Did you not know this?
No.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, it was great. They were just tossing little dogs in the river.
Can I just say Air Bud is the best dog movie because they're all
Yeah!
happy. Dogs are happy.
I was gonna say Air Bud. They're actually talking about making that a live action,
They
which
are?
I don't know how I feel about.
Uh-huh.
I liked Homeward Bound and Chance.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, you mean Bolt?
Oh, yeah, that's an animated dog. I didn't know we were talking about. Okay, if we're expanding this,
I assumed
do
you're
have
a
a
Disney
few.
homie, you know.
Okay, we
Bolt.
got freaking. Oh my gosh, like God, Oliver and Company. There's Fox and the Hound. There's Bolt. There's
Can we just throw Ratatouille in there just for shits and giggles?
No, that's not a dog.
Whatever.
There's
man,
not
okay.
even a dog in that except for one cameo scene of Doug from Up.
And we can include Up.
He's a shadow. He's not he's not even in it.
Anyway, it's fine.
So, real quick, speaking of Milo and Otis, this is ridiculous. There were allegations of animal abuse, and one source claims that one of the dogs, Otis, was mauled to death by a bear during filming.
No.
I'm enjoying this smile on your face.
That's horrible. What?
Sorry. And and that there are claims of at least 6 other dogs being harmed.
What is this movie? I'm never watching it.
Milo and Otis? It's one of the sweetest, most
watching it.
loving little dog and cat films ever.
Well, you're clearly making me
You've
want to watch
ruined
it
it
a lot
for
right
me.
now, Craig.
You don't know Milo and Otis?
I don't know what. No.
Yeah, it was filmed in a
Sounds
different
like
country
a disease.
with lax
It kinda
animal
does.
cruelty laws, I think.
China.
Yeah.
I'm so depressed now.
Okay, hold on. Can we please watch the trailer and then you tell me how you like, please, let's just watch the trailer for Milo and Otis
A
real fast.
second dog trailer? Wow, I'm so lucky today.
Dog scrollers. Woo!
Scrolling puppies.
You know, if you
Just
could
like a
actually
quick-
show something sweet, that'd be fun.
This is the sweetest thing in the world. This is not a horror movie. Just
After the story you just told me, there is no lighting you can put this in that will make it sweet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Now
all you
it's
need,
No.
I know the
You just-
history.
You've
now.
already
watch
lost
a couple
your leverage,
seconds. Just
Craig.
watch a few seconds. Here we go.
Milo was trouble from the very beginning.
That was real.
The first animal Milo met.
Could you imagine how many cats were just thrown down this hole?
I really don't want to continue thinking about animals and dispositions, Craig.
Think about animal abuse. I love animals.
I'm glad this is so
I may be a
entertaining for you.
racist,
Somebody
but I
can
love
clip this
animals.
and make it public that Craig is enjoying the complete torture of us. He's disregarding our mental health and enjoying the torture
right.
for
Today-
Kay and I about animal abuse.
Today's
Fuck you, Craig.
lesson is all about mental health and streamers.
Yeah, thank you, Phoenix.
I'm just sorry, but just visually, I'm imagining this little Asian guy grabbing
No, Craig, no.
grabbing a cat and just straight up
Oh, God.
in Ichiro and tossing that damn.
Jesus. Are you alright, man? Good.
I am a shit poster, so
Fucking
it is kinda
Grimcast.
funny,
Here we
but-
go.
Wow.
I'm sorry, this is so funny.
No, you can sit there. We'll wait.
Think about what you just done.
Remember I was talking about how many streamers have become sociopaths? I'll just leave that there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at him. He's actually fully crying.
Oh my god, it's so
Good.
fucking funny.
Full screen him. Give him the attention he wants.
Wow. Jesus Christ. You
So
need a
fucking funny.
moment.
It's so fucking funny. Just and not that they died. I'm just over the top visualizing it in my head.
Thank you
Yeah.
for the clarification.
Yes, just the idea of a little Asian guy with a baseball mitt and a cat in the other. Sorry. It's horrible.
No, I'm glad this is so entertaining for you. Please get it all out of your system. Go ahead. No, I'll be here.
Look at them two, you two morons
Guys,
over
maybe
there.
I should just leave.
I actually am gonna leave because I do have to go.
Suddenly I have to too.
Suddenly, I actually do have to go.
I'm sorry, Mally. I'm sorry.
I don't think you are. And do you want to know what really makes this fucked up?
No.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Oh, well, I'm
No,
going to tell
you
you anyways. This is the second week in a row you've brought dead dog topics up to me after my dog died.
Yeah.
And this
I
is now the
Craig.
third topic.
Yes, you did, Craig.
About
yes, you
dead
did
dogs.
know.
No. Thank you. Oh, wait, until you had all your laughs
a
out.
different layer.
He
that
totally
was not
knew
intended.
because I asked Mally how she was doing last
You literally
time.
were there for that, Craig.
And Craig was there. He's like, oh, what
and
happened,
I'm sitting
Mally?
here like, don't show me this trailer. And you're like, let's watch it. And I'm like,
Listen.
okay.
Mally,
You piece of shit,
I am
Craig.
Listen, had I known that and
You did
remembered
know.
that,
His face is still red from laughter while he's saying this, guys.
I actually still have tears in my eyes.
Yeah, right?
With that said, I'm
wanna-
sorry, Mally.
Look at him. He's wiping his eyes.
Yeah,
First
it was
week,
hilarious.
it was the one where it was the zoo and you have to offer your healthy pets up as a freaking food offering. And now this
Blabs wanted to read that story, not me.
It happened to me either way. I'm a victim.
And here's
you
the
blame
thing.
Blabs for that.
First of all, I asked Mally how she was doing, and she was like, eh. But then you, Craig, doubled down on this, and you acknowledged the fact that
put
she
this
lost
on
her
me.
dog.
You put it
I'm
in the
literally,
right
you're the
sequence.
one who wanted to do his entire segment.
Blabs, you said, you know who'd really love this story? Mally Mouse.
Oh,
And
yeah, it's a
that's what
funny
you said.
story, regardless of, tragic death. It's kind of
Mally,
funny, Denmark animals.
Mally, I'm really sorry on behalf of side scrollers.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm
Let's try
sorry
penis
for-
on me, Craig.
Hey, Blabs, get out of here. Get out of here.
I'm going now. Thank
Yeah.
you very much, Kay.
Shut
Bye-bye.
the gate on her. Shut the gate. Get her out of
Yeah.
here.
Bye, Blabs.
All right, there we go. Yeah, just shut her out. All right. Mally, I'm sorry for Blabs' insensitivity
Wow.
of the situation.
All right.
I never, had I known, I never would have done that.
No.
I'm
You're
sorry.
I believe you. It was all in jazz.
Get me off the screen with this guy. I don't want to be on the screen with this guy.
I'm sorry, Mally. I am. I'm sorry. I do feel bad. Had I remembered, I certainly wouldn't have brought up animal cruelty to you.
Kay's unhappy too, so really she deserves an apology too.
He made me laugh at the end. So it's fine. Once I realized, once I was into the ship post, I was like, you know what? It is kind of funny thinking about people throwing cats.
I'm not happy about that horror movie. Not
By the
because
way,
of that. You
baseball,
can't pay me.
the baseball bat and the tossing it up, that got me. Craig.
Yeah, that made up for it for me. I was like, all right, that is really funny.
Like the thing, I'm just imagining like a little Asian man with a baseball mitt, and then sorry, it's just a funny, whatever. Tenarian says they say Alien pretty much is pretty much Die Hard when you see it from the Xenomorph's perspective. Seems all cute. Seems all cute animal movies are horror movies behind the scenes. There you go, Tenarian. Thank you very much. Appreciate your support. God, do I feel bad? I'm sorry. Steven says, so you don't want to watch Old Yeller. That is correct, Steve.
Nope.
Rough.
Safely can say.
Bentley came in with a 10, says, we've discussed pets being used as food in Denmark and animal cruelty in Milo and Otis, but PETA's more upset about animated cows having a nose ring. Seems legit. Thank you for that, Bentley guy. Yes. Did you hear about that story? How they're upset at Nintendo for having a bull ring in the cow's nose in Mario Kart World.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're so fucking dumb. Like,
Lando says this is the best, Craig. So full of joy. Watching all this animal murder is like the first time he unboxed Mario 3 as a kid. Probably. It's really fucked up, Lando. Graham says, still getting over being sick with a sinus infection for the last week and a half and needed a good laugh. Thanks, Craig. And the fact that these women hated as a cherry on top. No, you don't, Graham. What are you talking about? Mr. Wombat says, mental health is overrated. Keep up the great work, Craig. It's fucked up. Bjorn says, do you guys think the Asian guy made those cats into... Damn it, Bjorn.
oh, come on. No, I don't want to think about that again. No.
Bjorn, thank you very much for your wonderful support for that. All right, we will... hey, look at the awesome raid over on Rumble from Paradoxal Rebellion against Rebellious Paradoxy. It's a big old username right there. Thanks for the raid. All right, we'll get to the rest of your supers here in just a minute. Ladies, did you know that the podcasting game is very popular these days? There's a lot of big podcasts, a lot of celebrities starting their own podcasts because podcasting is the it thing. You know, it's crazy how that works out. One of the newest hosts is Maury Povich. Now, Kay, do you remember Maury Povich? Do you know who that person is?
Yeah, I kind of remember him. Yeah.
Okay.
He was one of those, like, you know, outrage shows a little bit back in the day.
Turns out you are the father. Like, it was always a lot of... He was very famous for the DNA test thing.
Yes. Mally, do you know Maury Povich at all?
I definitely know of it. Yeah, I've heard about him, but I don't know enough.
So I remember him first and foremost seeing him on A Current Affair. Do you remember that, Phoenix? Current Affair?
I do. Yeah.
That sound effect, it was great. Now, Maury Povich has a podcast, and the first guest of his podcast is his wife, Connie Chung. Now, Connie Chung she was the lead anchor of CBS News for years. Do y'all know who Connie Chung is?
This may be before their time.
Yes.
Maybe.
I think I know her name.
All
I
right.
don't watch mainstream news, so.
Well,
my folks did.
She was in the 80s and early 90s. But here we go. Look at how Maury Povich puts his wife in the hot seat here in just this 35-second clip.
You became a big star.
Well, no, I mean, whatever.
And you kind of messed around with stars.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I didn't mess around with stars.
Yeah, I think you can name a few.
No, I'm not. No, I did not. I did not mess around with them. I knew them. You messed around with them. It's in the book.
Yeah, it is. But
Warren Beatty. You know what my sister said about Warren Beatty?
Yes, he
Every
was
woman who came to California had to go through him. It was like an immigration system.
God damn.
What? This is incredible.
I agree. This is like the most spectacular type of. I want to watch Maury Povich's podcast now. This is amazing. Mally.
He didn't even hold back, man.
No, he didn't. He didn't at all.
That was crazy.
First and foremost, putting your wife on blast like that. Thoughts on that?
Attaboy.
That takes balls. Yeah.
Yeah.
He knows how to do it. It just shows that he's still got it. He knows how to capture an audience. He knows how to have sound bites. He's doing it right here perfectly.
I am with you on that, man. Crazy. And the fact that she's just kind of got to sit there and take it. Like, look at this like, she's smiling like, you son of a bitch, right? And by the way, anybody have an idea of who, like, do you like girls know who Warren Beatty is? Any idea?
No, I'm not smart enough for this. No.
Okay, Warren Beatty. This was Warren Beatty in the 80s. Let me pull up a picture of, or this is actually before. All right. Warren Beatty is this guy right here. Really like attractive dude back in the I don't know, 70s, 80s, 90s. He played Dick Tracy. Dick Tracy in the movie. You can see, attractive guy, right? But apparently, like, also putting Dick Tracy on blast in Hollywood. Apparently, you wonder how many ladies Warren Beatty's been with. That's crazy, Phoenix. Your thoughts on all that?
Well, that makes sense with Hollywood. Yeah, he's been around. Like I think he was even with Madonna for a really long time, and Madonna from Dick Tracy. Hama. Yeah, that makes sense. A lot of these guys you have to run through them. That's a very common trend.
Especially Hollywood, man. Like people talk about Weinstein, but like, should we be talking about Warren Beatty? Like a legit question. That's crazy. I don't know. I'm kind of in on the Maury Povich podcast.
This is the best promo ever. I'm so sold. I'm watching everything.
I agree. I'm totally on board with this. This is nuts. All right. Well, there you go. Maury Povich podcast available now everywhere. Go watch it after you're done watching us. Hyena Fur came in with the $9.99. Says, screw Connie Chung. She tried to rip off the Swan River Gardens when she moved to Montana. Ordered almost $100,000 of plants and refused to pay. Her excuse? I'm Connie Chung.
By the way, shame on Warren Beatty for Connie Chung. Like, you went from Madonna to Connie Chung? That's...
It's all about power for these people. It's not even about attractiveness.
Yeah, I hear that, man. Connie Chung, of all things. Like, I wonder if she was hot back in the day.
No.
I don't really remember.
She
was
looks
never hot?
exactly the way she is right now. Asians don't age. And until a certain age, then they plummet. But prior to that, they don't age.
All right, let's see real quick. Here's
We all
Connie
know that I'm
Chung.
right.
Phoenix on the poly market for Asians aging.
Yeah, no joke. At what age do Asians drop off?
It's like a 65, 70, depending on it. And then it looks like old wise men that could play like the Zelda guy with the sword. Like it gets
like fucking
real
Mr.
bad.
Miyagi over here.
Yeah. It looks like
Okay.
identical. Looks the same.
I just like to point out that I still feel really bad because I feel like Mally hates me now after the dog segment.
It's just dark humor. The reason why you're laughing is because it's uncomfortable. You're not laughing at the terror. You're laughing at how uncomfortable it is.
Yeah, thanks for reading into my brain there, Phoenix. Appreciate
He's
that.
100% trolling. It's not anything like, yeah.
I'm sorry, Mally.
I don't know. I don't care. I don't care. I just think you're a little dumb, but I don't care.
I am dumb.
It's okay.
Established many,
Big
many
dumb.
times. Yes. All right, let's go to this other controversy that's going on online. This post has almost 16 million views over here. It says, breaking, Americans are calling for a boycott of the retailer Meijer after body cam footage reveals a $15 billion corporation had a 16-year-old disabled deli worker named James arrested for taking just $110 in food over 3 months to get through his shifts. Thoughts? So here's the body cam footage of this. Have you all heard about this story?
Briefly.
Very briefly, yeah.
Okay, let's see.
Wait, I've seen the kid's face. I didn't know that. Okay, yes, I saw a clip of this video. Yeah.
Okay, let's go check this out.
Hello. Hey. So we have James here. Who's James? Right here. Right here. Okay. He is he works in our deli department. Okay. And we found out that he's just been taking like orders of chicken and fruit cups and stuff like that off the floor for 110. Yep. All right. James, do you have anything on you need to be aware of?
Not
Don't
right
reach
now.
for it if you do. Don't reach for it if you do.
Okay, so I have a Sharpie and a box cutter in this pocket. All I have in this pocket is my phone and my earbuds, and then in my back pocket I have my wallet.
All right, go ahead and stand up for me.
Okay.
All right, just go ahead and put your hands on the wall for me. I'm just gonna take everything out. We'll get it with you.
This is body cam footage. You guys just popping in of this
All this stuff
16-year-old
yours?
kid.
Like the box cutter, that's not Meijer property or anything?
That should be my property.
Yeah, that is. So then I can stay here with them. Yeah. All right. Anything in your shoes or anything like that? Nope. You want to put your hands behind your back? Okay. You can put your palms together and drop that. Put your palms together. Palms together.
Okay, so there you go. 16-year-old kid arrested for $110 in theft at this Meijer's Corporation over here. First off, y'all know what Meijer's is? You guys ever heard of this
It's
before?
like a grocery store chain, right?
Yeah.
Okay. This is the first I've heard of this, but apparently it's a multi-billion-dollar company. It sells, it's a pharmacy, electronics, and all sorts of stuff. So, it's like you go there. And I guess they have a meat department and stuff. So there's people who are totally freaking out about this, right? And
I'm just laughing real fast that I'm wondering, you know how a lot of places are allowing shoplifting? I'm wondering if this is one of those places that does allow shoplifting, but this poor bastard is getting it.
Bingo! Exactly. How many people can run out with things and they don't do anything to them? But then you have this kid who, it sounds like, based on the post, he's disabled. He's a young kid. He doesn't realize maybe the weight of what he's doing. I look, I'm a all stealing is wrong type person. At the same time, this is clearly a kid that's, young. Maybe he needs help. I feel like there's a certain level of compassionate care when someone is employed with you to maybe figure out what's going on. I don't know.
Can I be boss guy here for a minute?
Of course.
You may.
Yeah.
If he was to walk into a GameStop and steal $110 worth of stuff, regardless of if he's employed or not, the same thing would happen. If he was to walk into a pharmacy and steal $100 worth of stuff there, the same thing would happen. He stole, right? And apparently, if you scroll down here, and that may be an unpopular opinion. It's only $110, Trevor. So it says, here's the full body cam footage. So many people being manipulated. Dude was 19, not 16, was taking food that was supposed to be thrown away. He admits he took food, but forgot to pay for it, so he didn't have his wallet. Then he got in trouble because buying food on lunch took too long waiting in line, so he got threatened to be written up. So he was taking food with the intention of paying it back, but in his words, it spiraled, and he never paid it back. By the way, $110, that's a lot of food to just conveniently forget about. It says, sure, Meijer management, if they knew of the thefts, shouldn't have let it pile up. And I think that's, for me, the bigger thing is that the management, if they were like keeping tallies of him stealing, $10 here, $10 here, $10 here, until it got to a point, that's where I think that's fucked up. I agree with that.
Okay, on the other side of it, in retail, sometimes you have to build a case with like several warnings and stuff like that. So maybe that's why they approach it that way. I'm not saying it's correct. It just seems like that could be why they were monitoring it that way and letting it pile up. I don't know.
Barrel Smasher says, Craig clearly never worked in a deli. No, I didn't, but I have worked retail. I have served plenty of food before, for sure. But I don't know. Anyways, let's continue here. It says, that's ridiculous. They should have reacted immediately. I do agree with that, but it could have gone different ways. They could have discovered the other thefts are catching him. Who knows? But either way, a lot of details have been lied about to drum up a GoFundMe scam, apparently. But this body cam has been around for months. Now, all of a sudden, today, a quick edit version to drum up sympathy comes out. Weird. Yeah, and that's the other thing is that there is a GoFundMe for this guy. And it's at last check I saw is that over $10,000 at this point. So I don't know. What are y'all's thoughts on this? Like, should he have been arrested? Is he wrong for, they said he was eating discarded food, right?
I just don't think the punishment fully fits the crime. I think this is a young kid who is going to learn a very important lesson, and it could have been taught to him in a gentler way. I'm not saying what he did was correct. I'm very against stealing. Doesn't matter what the monetary values or anything. But we are also in a society that doesn't punish people who are doing really, really awful things, and then we're cracking down on a kid like this, like who's taking thrown away food. I get that he shouldn't take it if it's within policy, but it's still... To me, once you have like a big corporation, there's just such this disconnect between being a human being to someone and understanding the nuance of a situation versus just like laying blanket punishments down to everything. So I do think like he should have had a talking to and there should have been some sort of punishment to this. But like, do we have to make a spectacle, arrest this kid? Now we have to see him like all over social media. That's going to live with him for the rest of his life, ruin maybe prospects for him to get hired later, when this could have been a, hey kid, are you hungry? What's going on? Why did you do this? And like really breaking down what's going on. And I just think like as our population size increases and everything and all these corporations get bigger, we're just losing that ability to go and say there's somebody vulnerable in our community that needs help and might have made a mistake, and we need to like teach them the proper way of how to approach these things.
Okay, but here's my response to that. He is doing it the right way. He has a job, right? He's getting paid to do his job, and his job was to do what he was needed to do. And one other aspect of this, they're saying, like, you see posts like this, he was taking food from the throwaway bin, right? Meijer's wasn't losing any money on that, right? Okay, that's fine. But, and once again, from a corporation perspective, this is not a popular perspective here, but there's a reason why it's going to be thrown away, whether it's no longer deemed as edible. Like, let's say he does eat that, and then he gets sick, then he dies, or he has some sort of major disease because he's eating something out of the throwaway bin, right? then that's on Meijer because he ate that. Like, I'm not saying, like, there's no good aspect to this. And one, if I can take another step back here real fast, I think it's really fucked up without knowing anything about this guy. Like, we don't know that this kid over here is disabled, like, at all. He just looks like a normal kid. He doesn't sound disabled or anything like that. Like, he doesn't, quote unquote, look disabled. I don't know. I see you guys saying it's L take. That's fine, but whether he's disabled or not,
I don't think you necessarily have an L take. I think that there's just a lot of nuance to this situation, and I understand, and I am more aggressive on like this kind of stuff and would normally be like, look, it's theft at the end of the day, and we would only like, there's a lot of things in play here that pull at heartstrings that make us more sensitive to this. But if this was a situation of an older guy working here looking a bit more like haggard and aggressive, and he was doing the exact same thing, I don't know if we'd be as soft on it. So I don't necessarily think you're doing an L take. I like understand where you're coming from. I am so tired of our society destroying young kids' lives and not just like teaching them the right path. That's kind of where I come from.
I'm kind of with you, Craig, by the way. The only thing that I object to is just that how much hypocrisy there is, and that we've just been letting you're seeing video after video of people just stealing shit, and then they treat this employee, pretty intensely with arresting them and all this other stuff. To me, that's where I'm against. But I'm all for keeping the law as the law. The end. Take emotion out of it and just apply that to everybody is what I prefer. I agree with Kay. I would have preferred if someone had spoken to him. I think that's what you should do as a manager and really start, talking to them then. But I lean more towards you on this one, Craig. I'm sorry, Mally.
No. I was just gonna say, I feel like I kind of can see both sides of the aisle with this one. I have had an opinion for a while that oftentimes like people with autism and Asperger's and like the kind of medium to lower end of mental health spectrum issues where you can still be pretty high functioning in society, but maybe it's noticeable. I feel like there's a lot of like infantilization that goes on with those people from a young age. Like, I feel like their parents raised them to believe that they aren't capable. You know what I mean? Like, the parents never let them take on capabilities. So then as an adult, they're like, oh, well, I just forgot my wallet, so I can't pay for the food. No, it did accumulate to $110. At some point, somebody should have looked at him, likely the manager. I very much agree with Kay's take of, like, I would have preferred if the punishment had fit the crime a little bit more. He does, to me, sound like his voice sounds like he has autism and he's on the spectrum. There's definitely some verbal cues he gave that I would have been like, okay, I need to approach you differently. I feel like they should have given him that opportunity because as the manager who hired him with that knowledge of what he is and who he is and how he is, should have addressed it with that kind of knowledge in mind. But yeah, I think that in general, a lot of times people with mental health issues are kind of infantilized so that they don't get held accountable for things.
I saw Brad in the chat says 110 over 3 months is not a lot. But how many times did he steal? Right? This idea, well, I forgot my wallet. Okay, you can use that once, but how many times can you use that? $110. Let's just say every meal was $10. That means he stole 11 times, right? Like that's. And
at what point is it enough for the owner to be like, well, that's $110 out of my pocket or out of what, I don't know. They said it was discarded food, though. So, like, are we really quantifying the food based on price?
Yeah, there's not an actual loss happening. It's more of a principal situation. And like Craig said, a liability if this was spoiled food, etc. Like, the company does have to take ownership if they're aware of it and, like, make it clear. But again, like, putting a kid in handcuffs and making a spectacle is kind of where I'm like, is this really punishment fits the crime?
Yeah, I think we all agree. I don't know if him being handcuffed and sent to jail is the right thing. And by the way, there's one guy in the chat's like, look, he's not, they're taking from the trash is not stealing. Yes, it is. It's literally their property until it leaves, right? If you put something in your trash at your house, it's yours until it's taken from your house. It is your responsibility. Literally, like if you have an HOA and you put a rotting pig corpse in your trash and it is stinky as shit, whose responsibility is it? Yours, right? It's your responsibility. It's still your trash. Like, whether they're going to throw it out or not, it's still their responsibility. So ultimately, the responsibility if something bad happens to him lands on the corporation. Do I think he should have been arrested? No. Should he have been fired? Yes. Does the punishment fit the crime? Probably not. But I think there's you're letting your sympathy get in the way, if that makes sense, right? This idea that
I agree. I do agree. I'm letting my sympathy get in the way. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I do still feel like that,
Objectively
we agree. The jail thing and the arresting thing, the handcuff, that was a little far. That would have been far for anybody, though. I don't want to sympathize his specific situation and act like he deserves it less than. As I was saying earlier, they're kind of infantilized typically already, and kind of people go softer on them. And it's you know what? They are people too. Let's stop acting like they can't handle their own shit. There's a level of person we can all agree on needs that aid. And then there's a line where you cross where they don't need it anymore, and they need to be held accountable and need to have responsibility.
Okay, let's put it in your perspective. Let's say you own a taco shop, right? Kay's Taco Shop, and you have an employee who is, you're once again, your taco shop doesn't operate on big margins, right? And you are just, you're selling your stuff. You got a guy who comes in and he just has a taco a day. It's a taco a day. That's $3. $3, and he does it for, let's just say hypothetically, 33 days in a row, right? Well, he's just, that may have been thrown out at the end of the night. What would you do in that situation? How much is too much? At what point do you say, hey, Jimmy Jojo, you've sold taco for me for 33 days?
Yeah, I get it on it. Again, I'm not okay with the theft. I think that there should have been a punishment such as this kid getting fired, but I think you wipe your hands of it clean at that point and say, look, you can't work here anymore. You're stealing from me. But then my brain goes to, because you're saying it's my business, I would have set out rules to begin with to be all of my employees get a free meal every day, even if I'm working on thin margins, because
well, what if he did, but he wanted an extra taco?
Again, then to me, that's a conversation and a look, you're not the right fit for this business and you need to go. But it's not I'm going to throw this guy in handcuffs. And I wouldn't let it get to 30 days in a row either.
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot. The company didn't handle this the right way, certainly, right? And I don't think he did either. At a certain point, we talk about accountability all the time. Kids being held accountable for his actions. Once again, you forget your wallet once, okay, and you can call me heartless all you want, but I don't know. I feel like the law is the law. I feel like it's pretty black and white. And I think, once again, going back to this grocery store, they let it go too long. They should have slapped him on the wrist, gave him a warning earlier than, for all we know, maybe they did. I don't know. But maybe I'm just being heartless here. So.
No, I don't think you're being heartless. I think it's just, how much do people take ownership for their own actions versus how do we treat them? And again, to me, yeah, it's just a nuanced situation. So it's very hard to be fully on the side of the way that they treated it. I think we all agree on that aspect. I don't think there's really a right answer. It's just a really unfortunate situation. And at the end of the day, he should have just been let go and end it like that.
Yeah. I'm starting to kind of feel like this might be a core difference between men and women, because you two are agreeing and then Kay and I are kind of agreeing, just we have a more subjective view and you guys have a more objective view of it, and it's just we would have been more emotionally inclined to be sympathetic and handle it with a little bit more kindness or understanding versus what is objectively the correct thing to do. Somebody broke the law, they did it this many times. But just to emulate again what Kay said is yeah, it's very nuanced. There was a lot of different turns that could have been taken that would have made it nicer, but ultimately what happened is not incorrect. It's just really unfortunate and sad.
If the law isn't sterile, though, because then what you have is look, a lot of people who steal, they're just trying to feed their kids and they're poor.
Exactly.
If you got to hear a story for every single, most people are going to have a story, but the law can't listen to that, and it's got to. That's been my issue, is that it's not doing that. It is looking at it very emotionally or looking at it for political agenda reasons. I want to go back to sterility, and then we can all focus on how we can make how we act on that better. But the law itself, in my opinion, should be sterile.
Yeah, agreed.
I agree with you. Look, let me put it this way. I don't want to be a fucking police officer, man. I understand I'm a female and I have emotions, and a situation like this, I would want to help the kid out. I would be look, you can't do this. You can't be here anymore, but what's going on with your situation? Are you in a dire situation? And go from there. So I get it, and I mentally agree with you, and I emotionally want to be more sympathetic, and that's just part of being a woman, and I'm okay with saying that.
Same.
John says, Craig, batting for the rich CEO. No, I'm batting for the law.
Yeah.
That's all. You know, like this is not like a pro. I've told you the company is clearly in the wrong here. Do I think they should have had him arrested? No. I'm not going to bat for the CEO at all. I'm going to bat for the clear black and white law. That's all. You know. John came in and says, actually, once the garbage is at the curb or dumpster, it's abandoned. We used to do trash pulls to get probable cause to get a warrant. Right. If it's at the curb. But if it's in your store, right, it's the trash can is just it might as well be a storage container, right? But so I don't think this guy's going out to the curb and grabbing some chicken strips out of the trash and a fruit cup, you know. I understand your perspective, John, but I don't think that applies in this case. Regina says lots of jurisdictions have additional legalities about food trash, as well that may add additional responsibilities for commercial parties. Him getting arrested might have been for legal protection. Thank you, Regina. Chartard says federal law says it's not theft. A discarded item is subject to public access unless it's a local law we don't know. But we don't presume guilt, Craig. Chartard, go ahead, yeah.
Here's the thing, at the end of the day, the kid does work for them. So if it's a work policy that you're not supposed to take this stuff, then I still think they're within their right to crack down on that. Again, it's just how would you handle that? But yeah, I get it. It's trash. It's $0 sum for them, but at the end of the day, they're employing him. Therefore, he is still technically taking something while on the job.
This is a bit like our chat is very fiery about this.
Can I argue real quick, real fast?
Yeah.
On that? Like, can you guys not? I'm curious to the people in the chat who are disagreeing with Craig. I'm curious can you see when you start putting emotion in law and rules that's how you start getting to DEI? Like, it's the same trajectory. When you start looking at like, well, this person, because of that circumstance, should get X versus this person, you start getting on the very thing we've been fighting against for years now. So you've got to be really careful in letting your emotion, in my opinion, get the better judgment of you as far as how we should handle just a sterile society. How do we handle that with sterility, my opinion?
I think there's truth in that. You know, I saw somebody mention, they said, I want to make sure I read this the right way. Where was it? It says, I'm out. You guys make Jesus into the devil. I don't think that's what we're doing here at all.
Not in the least.
And this, at all, right? Sturgeon says, moral of the story, never steal from your work.
Yeah, exactly. Why would you steal from your work at the end of the day? Like, it's...
And that's such a simple concept. That's why I feel like we are all on the same bottom line page of this is objectively wrong and he should have been fired as he was. Not go to jail, not be handcuffed. That was a little excessive, especially for the $110. You know, we've discussed how people steal. But like, yeah, no, like he clearly was raised to believe that he shouldn't have to worry about things as much as he should. So like somebody didn't look at him and say, don't steal. But they looked at a bunch of other kids and said it. So somebody did him a disservice. And that's sad because now he's, you know, reaping the consequences for it.
If someone broke into your house, chat, and they broke in and they stole something, and the police go like, well, we're going to let him go because, you know, his parents left him. And, you know, the guy doesn't have much.
And he's autistic.
And he's autistic.
He's autistic, you know. You know.
You can afford it, right?
And by the way, you're paying him to be there, by the way. Yeah. So like
it's easy to have those
again,
opinions
this is
when you're
more
not the store owner.
nuanced. This is a nuanced situation. Again, somebody's breaking into your home is very different compared to somebody. It is a different situation. Somebody breaking into your house versus an employee.
You're right.
Like, I don't agree with either situation. I'm just saying it's a very different situation.
That was a very different comparison.
Yeah, I agree.
But if you bend the rules, then it's the same.
But that's true.
He says.
I understand what you're saying with bending the rules. It's just at the same time, like, it's a false equivalency. If somebody's breaking into my home, you're a threat to my life at that point, regardless of what you're doing.
Heinever says they should have docked the $110 from his pay. Taco truck is a bad example. Every restaurant I worked at gave compared meals from the employee menu if you were on the clock. Okay, awesome. I get it, right? And great for you. But The bigger thing is, okay, let's say it's Kay's electronic shop, whatever, right? Kay's electronic shop. Kay has an electronic shop. She has an employee, and they want to take a pair of earbuds every day, right? And that retail is $5, and they do it for X number. You know, that's
the issue that I have with all your comparisons is that you are comparing it to non-necessities. Like I agree with the concept. I still agree with like what Phoenix said is that like objectively the law has to be upheld. It's a slippery slope to DEI, all these exceptions. I'm on with that. The comparisons we are making, the like story comparisons, they're not accurate. This guy was stealing food because he was hungry and he possibly was not under the mental understanding that what he was doing repeatedly was wrong.
But he didn't do it once.
Memory is. No, he didn't. No, he did. I'm not saying that what he did was right or okay. I'm just saying that comparing it to stealing a non-necessity item feels a little weird. That's somebody taking food that they ate and consumed to keep themselves alive or sufficed or able to be awake for their job versus earbuds.
A poor person could sell those earbuds and make money if they're dirt poor.
That's true.
Man, this is an interesting conversation. And you're right, there's a lot of nuance. And maybe it just does come down to the idea of like the way men think versus women think, or
where have we gotten with emotion and things? It's like I believe, and I love women, and I love artists. I love the fact that we have emotion in a lot of things. Unfortunately, with the law, if you don't keep it sterile, you start getting a lot of this, and that's why I just say, as heartless as I don't want this kid getting handcuffed. But if you're going to do one, you've got to apply it to everybody, or don't. We can't have all of this gray when we need we need to get back to black and white, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Hayden,
I just worry about getting to a level of tyranny if we're not like putting any sort of nuance into our situations. That's all.
Change the laws then.
Tyranny. That's a tough. Okay, I'm not even going to go there with that because that's a strong word.
Yeah.
That's a strong word. Hayden came in and says, with a $50 super chat, says, I personally think there should be an opportunity for some sort of restitution before criminal punishment. Hayden, I don't disagree with you on that, especially in an instance where he worked for them. But I believe people should be able to settle things. Laws are to make sure that happens. Yeah, and that's the other thing that's not included in here, right? We don't know this kid's track record of other things that this may have been just a tipping point, right? Yeah, he may have been just a shit employee, and oh, by the way, he stole $110 worth of stuff, you know?
Just because I've seen it in chat, I do want to remind everybody, we all agreed that stealing was wrong. No one here is okay with that.
110%. Yeah.
Theft is theft, okay? We're all against that.
Right. Guy Rai says, when I worked as a sous chef, we'd make meatballs every day. I'd have to tell off cooks from eating them as a snack. I was lenient. Sure, it was only a few at a time, but it was nearly $100 a week that they were eating. It adds up. $400 a month. You know, yeah, I hear that. You know, especially in the food service. It's a lot. Crumbs came in with a $50 palate cleanser. Wow, Crumbs, thank you so much. That is excellent, and really appreciate that. That is outstanding, guys. Thank you very much. A couple big old bombs came in right there. Thank you very much, Crumbs, once again. Outstanding. You guys have a lot to say, man. This is great. Bike Short says, nah, if I was getting robbed, that autistic robber is getting one between the eyes. I might even correct the eyes. Chartered says, they don't bring the law into policy dispute. Chris says, for 5, says, let rules slip and you become the UK. Chard says,
which, by the way, I think is a faster track to tyranny personally, when you start letting rules slide.
I agree. I mean, I'm Canadian and I deal with a lot of bullshit here. Like, I think a lot of our laws are stupid, you know? I don't know. It's a tough conversation. I just think there needs to be more nuance, and we're just at a population size where nuance is gone.
Chartered says, when do we start arresting people over company policy? Not to mention, this is going to be on his record for stuff they'll write off anyways. When it involves the law, like stealing is stealing. That's like, you don't need a company policy to know that, like, technically we're all under a company policy under the law. Like, it is a societal policy. The law of you don't steal, you know, and they're just enforcing that societal policy at any time. So Mercenary says, it's California. In California, if it's outside the building, it's free game. And that's why stores build walls around their trash cans with locks. Oh, my God.
It's true.
No, thanks. Regina says, if we break the rules for every edge case, we wind up living on the edge.
I get all of this, but then also I think about the guy who was in a forest in Canada and got like a huge fine and is dealing with all this shit. I think about all this stuff in Canada about like we can't be like quote unquote racist and all of these things or else the law comes down on us and it doesn't make sense. And the rest of the world would agree that it's crazy how Canadian laws are and how they're trying to come down on us. So I understand you have to have the right laws in place and you have to have nuance in order to make sure that we're still treating people properly to a certain degree.
Sorry, I'm doing a little research here real fast. Chibi says, agree with Craig. If exceptions are allowed, the law loses its impartiality and opens the door for bad people to exploit those expectations. Thank you, Chibi. Appreciate that. Once again, I think, it's important. Like, yes, there are shades of gray in all this stuff. And it's not good to steal. It's not good to arrest somebody for that. If he's a repeat offender, okay, that's fine. And by the way, it may not be on his, like, going to jail. I don't think that ends up on your permanent record, does it? I don't know. I've never been arrested before.
Well, now he's also on social media, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now it doesn't matter, regardless of the law. Now his life has been possibly ruined if people recognize him from this later in life when he tries to get another job. But if you guys are wondering, yeah, somebody got fined $28,000 for walking in a forest because you weren't like supposed to hike there or something. And it's really dumb.
Well, and to be clear, I see Chartard in the chat says it's not theft. Actually, it is, because in Ohio, where this store was, according to the internet.com, yes, placing food in the trash does not change its ownership status. It remains your property until it's collected and processed by the waste management service. So, yeah, it literally is stealing by the law, which is what we're talking about here. William says, UK is done. Simple. Lancer says, Mally, I want to tell you something. Nightmare Moon will wreck King Mickey in a fight. GG, easy noob.
Come on now.
Regina says, compassion is supposed to enter into the legal system in court. The judge and the jury are where the safety valve is supposed to be. Thank you, Regina. Risk Video says, freeganism, I never heard this, on the clock is a tricky sell. Mercenary says, where is the kid arrested in? Ohio, like we just mentioned. Actually, just came in and says, I worked at Meijer. It's very common to take B stock food items at the end of the shifts. Managers even say it's okay. I'm willing to bet this kid had no idea what he was doing was wrong. I mean, in your store, yeah. I mean, I think that's the thing. There may be a company policy that maybe a manager lets slide, but in this case, that's obviously not what happened. Charter says, if it were illegal, dumpster divers would be felons. Like you see there, Charter. I'm talking about in Ohio right here. Commodore Fan says the store could have handled it better. I used to work at a local gas station / deli in high school. We got a free meal if we worked a full shift. Yeah, nice little perk right there. Paradoxical Rebellion came in and says, is it men's system of mechanical need in a post-scarcity society that drives men to work, or women's matriarchy demanding compliance to social norms driving men into slave wages? I don't know the answer to that, but thank you. Ben says,
again, I just think both genders balance each other out well in different ways, and I don't want to be the one making the rules. I don't want to be that person. I'm saying there's nuance to things, and sometimes you just need to hear both sides of it to find like the right thing, which is why I'm so against shutting down conversation. Like you see all these things getting blocked on Twitter and YouTube and everything. I think conversations need to be had so we find the right way, because everyone's always going to have a different opinion on it, but ultimately we're going to build up to a path where we have the right laws in place so we don't have to worry about this stuff.
That's true.
What an interesting conversation, man. Like you guys are very passionate about this, and I can see why it's so viral online. Mercenary says that the food was already shrinked, discarded and tossed. It's not stealing, which once again it technically is, even if before it goes to the waste management company. He followed up and says it's basically letting people take from the trash. If it's already been marked and tossed, then management is at fault. Schizosaurus says it's discarded food. Charters, if this is true, why it was taking from the toss bin. Yes, Blabs is fine, Jake. He just had to go to a personal thing today. Mercenary says, anything already scanned out by shrink, the store is already written off of the taxes at that point. This is them after his disability, if he has one. You think they were attacking him for his disability? Okay. Lexicon says, he was stealing food? Show the proof then just fire him. Why does everyone think the cops need to be involved in everything? Not every interpersonal conflict needs the state involved, for fuck's sake.
I think we all agree that management should have, this was a management employee situation and it just got out of control.
Yeah. Mercenary says, I have Asperger's and I was treated harshly like someone who needs to be put in the gallows just for existing. I was always approached like a villain. Dave says, why did Meijer bring the cops and write him up? And why did Meijer's bring in the cops and write him up and then fire him? I seen this happen at Red Lobster when I worked there. I don't know. Like I said, I don't think the cops should have been involved at all. Mercenary says, panel, you're missing the point. It's not stealing if it was tossed out and the kid's liable for his own problems, not the store at that point. Mercenary, as we mentioned, legally, you're incorrect, based off where the store is. So, Hyena first says, it's Kobayashi Maru. You look bad no matter what, right? And Chartard says that's not what they charged him with, Craig. Stealing? I think that's what he was charged for. Karnak says, Craig, look up Picard's How Many Does It Take Before It Becomes Wrong scene from Star Trek Insurrection. Is the reaction a bit harsh? Probably, but it's still a crime and we should address it. Yeah. Maybe it's just me looking at this really black and white, which I will continue to. Ben says, don't pray for me, gang. Peace and love from United Caliphates. I'll be fine. Well, thank you, Ben. Appreciate that. Be careful out there. Game Hunter says, as a higher level Asperger's some school administrators believe I wasn't capable of graduating or making it to high school. I learned how to play 9 musical instruments and college level material as a child. Thank you, Game Hunter. That's right. It's silly. Constantine says, I was part of the Army's initial push into Afghanistan, so dead puppies and cats are the least of my mental worries. Thanks for the mental images of cats getting boomeranged through the air. Sorry, Constantine. And once again, I'm very sorry to Mally for that.
They're expecting the cat to come back because it's a boomerang, and it doesn't. It's just...
It never does. Never does. Sever came in and says, Meijer is a union shop. I have to build evidence, go through the union, and have to go through law enforcement. Union contracts control this. Maybe that's why the cop was involved. Rockwell says, I have the courage to make fun of the poor. All right. Thank you, Rockwell. And Future Kulak says, if the food is being tossed, it is likely due to time/temperature issues. If he gets sick, he can sue. There you go. All right. Lots to say. I mean, you guys were very passionate about that, and I appreciate you guys going through that. That was a really good conversation. And honestly, I'm really glad we don't agree on all this stuff. I think that's awesome. So often than not, there's this echo chamber involved. And I love that Kay and Mally and, we don't necessarily agree on all this. I think that's wonderful. And it makes for great conversation.
And look, we're still friends too, because that's a great thing about conversation, that if you can have it, you're able to talk it out and it's fine.
Let me just say this.
Learn more from it.
Mally doesn't like me anymore.
God damn it, dude.
God, I'm fucked. God damn it. I'm so sad. Hey, real
He's
quick.
trying to get that clip, y'all.
No, we'll get clip of you yelling at me. No, I don't want that. All right, hey, let's do one last thing before we roll out of here, Mally. By the way, we do see the rest of your supers. We'll get to every single one of those and your direct donations. By the way, John came in with 5 more. Says, got to bring up the mood again. Jamie Lee Milkers. Thanks, John. Appreciate that. That's good. Cenarian says,
Mommy Milkers.
Oh, thanks, Kay.
It needed to be done.
Speaking of mommy milkers, let's get to this last little tidbit here. I know you and Blabs wanted to talk about this story the other day, Mally. This Butterface contest. We talked about this a couple days ago, but would love to get your thoughts on this. Now, we reacted to this the other day. They put the bag on the head. She takes the head off.
You guys had just talked to us about this on that stream, and then not a few days later, this came up on my feed.
Yeah. So What were your thoughts on this when you saw the Butterface thing here?
My first thought was this show would never be allowed to be aired in 2025.
You're probably right. you are probably right. Yes, 100%.
And then my second thought was, how the fuck did this show ever exist? I forgot how we used to be as a society where we just so openly talked about each other and like didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
So there was also some immense irony in all this, as you know, we're more or less ranking these girls on this Butterface contest. But then when you fast forward, you have videos like this where these girls are ranking themselves over here.
This one causes me physical pain. Yeah, I have seen this video too many times, and it speaks for itself, honestly. I love it. I love it so much.
Can we see how they rank each other real quick?
Mm-hmm. You're going to want to see how they rank themselves first.
Okay, let's go to watch.
So they're
this
talking amongst themselves. Oh, it's great. Yeah.
Okay, let's see what happens here. So this is hottest over here on the right.
They straight up like insulted each other and were like, yeah, this is, yep.
Okay, so that's how they rank each other, huh?
Yeah, that's how they ranked themselves. And you knew it was like only 2 of them deciding. Like all 5 of them did not consensus on this, but yes, they ranked themselves.
Okay.
They've all should have stepped on 5, by the way.
Jesus Christ.
But then they get re-ranked by others.
Okay, let's see what happens.
This is final.
Just have the end result here.
Do they not show the end result in this video?
Oh
That's
no.
lame.
Okay.
No, you should definitely see that.
Okay, so real quick, you've seen this video a million times.
Yeah.
So how does this end up? Who's the
Oh,
hottest?
1 goes to 5.
One goes to 5?
Straight to 5. Yeah, 1 goes all the way at the end, and
So
that
she
is how
goes
the
to
men
the
rank
end.
them. Yeah.
Where does this girl end up?
Oh gosh, here I'll just pull it up really fast because I actually don't recall it. I've seen it so many times.
The irony of all this, though, is that there's so much outrage around this Butterface contest, and this is done literally every day, all the time.
Okay, dress. Actually, she's in 5. I was wrong. Sorry. The girl with the like sports bra jean top thing, she's in 3. The black chick is in 4. The girl with the long brown hair is in 2nd. So it's almost there. It's almost there in the final clip.
Okay. Well, but the irony of all this, though, is that, you know, once again, you have there's so much outrage around this Butterface thing from Howard Stern forever ago. And, you know, this is literally, we do have entire shows that do this right now. Except
but they have to do it so delicately. We can't cover someone's face in a brown paper bag and make them stand on stage in a bikini with a literal live audience actively heckling them. Like, they can't, it has to be all considerate now.
I've been scouring to try to find a picture of this lady, because there is an updated picture of the Butterface girl today from the Howard Stern thing. And I'm going to tell you right now.
Smoke show.
Smoking hot.
Yeah.
That was guaranteed.
She's attractive.
I haven't seen her.
I'm trying to find the.
You could just tell she was going to be attractive. She just needed a little bit of makeup. She's exotic looking. It's not she looked fine to me. Beyond fine.
Yeah.
The first 3 were great. It was just that last dumpster fire. That last one was That was beaten with a ugly stick a lot. The last one.
Yeah. She had been through it for sure. So, all right. Well, I'll tell you what. By the way, we are 1 yellow super away from Montez today, which is outstanding. Tenarian, by the way, says, Craig, if I ever meet you in IRL, I promise not to be as awkward as Craig bringing up dead animals when you're at your most vulnerable. Poppy, thank you.
But now you brought it up. No.
Way to go, Tenarian. Hey, Poppy, good to see you. There you are.
It's okay.
And he also says, I'll never take the safety and trust of my country for granted. People don't ever even shoplift here, because back in the early 90s, when we had a rough recession that caused 15% of the population to leave, hearing the stories of the U.S. feels unreal to me. Thank you for that, Tenarian. Appreciate your support today. All right. Cyberchud says, we had the dog horror movie. Blabs at Olive Garden is the Italian horror movie. Ew. Thank you, Cyberchud. Appreciate that. Lando says, today's show was a major banger, one of the best of the year. No joke. Love the nuanced panel discussions. Thanks. It's awesome. Spartan says, plus idea. blindfold Blabs and have her do a taste test to see which is real Italian food and which is Olive Garden.
Oh my gosh, that would be great.
That is brilliant.
Yes. Don't tell her. Just do it.
I won't. I won't.
Well, you can't trust your chat.
No, can I trust you, Mally? Just say it. I think that's a wonderful idea. Okay, I love it. Maybe soon, Phoenix. Maybe when everyone's down here for King of the Cart. Commodore fan says, I know why the young guys put the big girl last, but I take her over the black chick with fake eyelashes, hair, and bad attitude. Dan says, I haven't seen that movie for decades since I was a child. You mean Milo and Otis? Yeah. Razorburn says, look up Plague Dogs, people who made Watership Down. Thank you, Razorburn. Hero Sword P says, just don't dine at Applebee's because they can't even stand by a reply to Lectern Guy. Thank you, Hero Sword. Commodore fan says, look up Cujo. That's a messed up 80s dog movie. Yeah. Mercenary says, Blabs, fire Craig for this one. Don't do that. That's a bad idea. Give it up for Freedom Fries, who just came in with 5 gifted memberships to the channel. Let's stink and go. Maybe we get a double Montez. As Regina just came in, says, just wanted to say, Montez, thank you for your attention to this manner. Regina, thank you very much. We did hit our Montez goal today. How great is that? Mally, check out this totally random Montez.
Bitch! Montez!
Let's go. Love me some Duck Hunt.
Duck Hunt.
Let's go. Crumb says, so Good Boy is the live action remake OG Courage the Cowardly Dog. Thank you, Crumbs. Armis says, as someone who has had their dogs die in his arms, who always protected him when young, that trailer just brought back bad memories. Thanks for that, Craig.
Yeah, animal deaths are the worst. They're
see, Craig
so
is
painful.
just doing that to everyone today, y'all.
I'm sorry. That's tough. Like, I'm going to tell you this right now. I have a dog who's very old, and he probably doesn't have a whole lot of time left. So I'm not looking forward to that day. Poor Bowser. He's been with me for a long time. So maybe that, I'm sure that horror movie trailer will hit me a little bit harder here sooner than later. So Mighty says, there's only one best good doggo movie ever, and it's Benji, you adults. When it comes to badass dog, Cujo is king. Thank you, Mighty. And Tenarian says, there's only one type of language Craig understands, English, and he can't even read that well. This is true, Tenarian. Thank you very much. All right. Great way to wrap today. Blabs will be back tomorrow as she is taking care of some personal stuff here. Thanks for hanging with us a little bit later than usual, ladies. It's about 10 extra minutes. We got some good things coming on the way. Very excited to share with you. With that said, do us a favor, hit the thumbs up button on your way out. Make sure you guys go find Melee K's channel. Link to that is down below. And of course, Mally's channel. Links to both these wonderful young women down below as well. Ladies, do you have anything to say before we close out?
No. Thanks for having me.
Okay. You say that now.
Mommy milkers.
Oh, thanks,
Oh,
Kay.
wait.
Appreciate that.
I take it back. I'm just going to go.
All right. Guys, have a great rest of your day. Remember, people are going to try to keep you down. Don't let them. You guys got a goal. Go get it. Kay, I'm going to need you for a fatality in a second. Have a great day. See you guys later. Bye-bye. You say fatality.
Fatality!
There we go. Nice. There.